Hello, everybody, and welcome to P1 Aquacross World Championships 2022 edition. Mike Young along with Tim Ducat. How you doing, Tim?
Man, I'm here. I'm having a great time. We're so blessed to be here, man. It's at this location. I mean, it's unreal.
Yeah, the water's just like an azure blue.
Yep.
And boy, I'll tell you, the racing and the qualifying that we've already had has been great. But I'll tell you what, these folks have really rolled out the red carpet for us.
Oh.
Gonna go up with the sunlight glow. So far up, but the ground don't show. Looking down at the clouds below. And I'm up now, but I'm high and low. I'm up now, but I'm high and low.
Here, this is a place that you're definitely going to want to visit. Bring your whole family. Lots of stuff to do for everybody, no matter what the age is. And you can just see just how beautiful the waters are here. It's like the Discovery Channel. We're living in the Discovery Channel here.
Yeah, it's just been great. The people are amazing. The layout of the property, just being able to enjoy this time with the family and seeing all the other families having a great time here. It's just the Nassau area, the Atlantis. It's just amazing to be a part of this.
Boy, and they did a really great job with that party last night. You know, they set us up right there beside the big aquarium and really took care of each and every one of us that traveled from all over the world to be here.
Yeah, man, the way they set that up, the desserts, the food, the music, just it was a real local flair to it, and it makes you feel like you're welcomed here, and it's a really great time for everyone.
You know, and that's why so many people come here. You know, we look to our right, and you can see all the cruise ships, and just, you know, all the beauty of this place is absolutely amazing. Paradise Island, Nassau, Bahamas, and of course, Atlantis is where you want to stay.
Yeah, man, this is look. Check out the scenery here. I mean, the cruise ships in the background. I mean, you can't beat the backdrop of this time, this place, this area. This is paradise. They call it Paradise Island for a reason, I think.
Yeah, you know, and it's funny because I spoke with some of the folks at the hotel, and they said, you know, that all these folks that they bring in from the cruise ships, they all come from the cruise ship right to Paradise Island. And you could tell yesterday by how busy Atlantis was.
Yeah, I was actually kind of happy on some of the slides. I was able to go in the water park area. We were able to go pretty quick. The line wasn't too long, so I must have caught it before all those people got there. It was amazing to just be able to hang out and spend a day with the family before we actually had to, get to racing.
Well, and speaking of racing, it looks like they're mustering up right now for our amateur race. And that's going to be their first enduro, but we have already had some qualifying. As you take a look again at Atlantis in the background, and you can't say this isn't Paradise Island.
Yeah, there's that skyline. That skyline, I'll stack that up against any skyline in the world. I mean, just to be able to be here in this kind of a location and be a part of this, it's a different setup, for racers coming over here, and it's just fun, man. It's a new flair to what you're used to doing all the time. When you have to ship boats to get here, it's interesting. It adds a little more excitement than a normal race.
Well, taking a look at a couple of our racers down there. That's number 618 right there.
That's Trey Williams. He's really been coming on. I think late in the season when I started kind of being a part of the broadcast booth, I got to see him mature as the races went on. So it was really fun to watch. Got Dominic Barilla here, just a long-time amateur that's just done phenomenal on that Kawasaki. I hope the water chops up enough for him that the Kawasaki actually can kind of stretch its legs and go.
Well, it looks like the wind condition has actually changed from a little earlier day, now coming from our back, instead of right at us. So this might make the water a little bit more calm, even though they're still going to have to do with the reverb off of the seawall.
Yeah, that seawall is really the story here. I mean, just when we start going around, we don't have quite as many people in the amateur class as we do in the pro, but it's really going to create that bounce back off the wall.
And for those of you listening in today, we're running a 1.38 mile course. We got 10 course markers plus the checkered buoy right here in beautiful Nassau Harbor.
That's the C-17 we're looking at right now. That's one of the riders from the Cayman Islands, right?
Yeah, that's Klein Glidden.
Yeah, he looked really good in qualifying, man. I'd be interested to see what he can pull off here. Is he just a one-lap kind of guy, or is he a guy that can go out there and race for 30 minutes?
Well, I'll tell you, I think he's a guy that can go out there and race for 30 minutes. I try to train him right over there in the Cayman Islands, and he's I believe he took second in our expert class. The Devil Nichols, this guy right here, Finlinson, Jay Finlinson, he went 10 for 10 his last 10 races.
He hasn't had some competition this weekend that's here that hasn't been here in the past. We got Sammy Niemi and a couple other guys. But Finlayson, man, he really laid it down. He really tried to push the envelope there in the qualifying. He was the only guy we actually saw come off the boat. But that's what it takes to try to get those few extra points. You're trying to push that envelope, trying to just go a little over that edge. It's just that fine line you have to walk of too fast and too loose and staying on the boat.
You know, taking a look, as we take a look at Finlayson, nice overhead shot there. From the drone, and the marshal's getting ready to.
I am geeked right now. I want to jump on a boat, man. There's a guy with a life vest right next to me about to get knocked over, and I'm taking the vest and getting out there, man.
Who's got some fuel? We're ready. 176, you got Valentina Lescano. She's the only female out there in this class.
Man, Miami Jet Ski Shop, their whole family. They're some of my favorite people in the sport. I mean, how hard, the passion they have for the sport, it can be nothing but respected. They want to go hard. They want to win. They want to do the things the right way.
471, that's Andrew Ray, and he's on the Team 71 with Kevin Sullivan. And Sullivan moved up. He's into that 300 boat. So
you know, I just said they're one of my favorite families when I was talking about Miami Jet Ski Shop, but Team 71 is all, I mean, the group of guys that they ride with, Saxon, Sullivan, all those people, they're the salt of the earth. I mean, it's fun. You come here, you make all these new friends, and it's just these people are such good people that are in this sport.
All from Orange Beach, Alabama.
Yeah,
there,
man, right there in the Panhandle, man. They get really good water to practice in. That's why those guys have kind of always been pretty good in this endurance stuff. Is you live in that water. I mean, it's just like all the guys in Broward that are flying down now. You got Jimmy and you got all these pro guys coming down and practicing out of Broward. It's that water in Lauderdale, man. It's that type of water you practice in. It's what you're going to get used to. It's what you're going to get, be able to push the pace in.
Well, these guys right here, the marshals, a very big part of what we do, and P1 Aquacross is known to have the best marshals in the world.
I probably know more of the marshals than anybody in my career, falling off and talking to those guys. They're always so nice, getting you back to the ski pretty fast, and you always need them to be really on the spot.
Michael Bouchard,
man.
Taking a look at him. First time we've seen him on the water today. He decided not to go out there and try to qualify.
Yeah, I think probably maybe saving the boat. You know, there's a final. Hey, do you want is the 5 points worth it? Are you pushing the boat? If you think you're just outside of that top 5 pace, maybe it's not worth it going after that. Maybe it's save the boat. Let's get it in there. And then this man.
Oh, Sammy Niemi. This is his first race on the 300, and he was our top qualifier.
Yeah, when I interviewed him after that top qualifying, winning that qualifier, he actually talked about not having much seat time at all on the 300s. I mean, to be able to do that, he's just going to get faster and faster as the weekend goes on. These guys should be worried. I know Finlayson has not had anybody really near him in the last few rounds. I will say this, the water's not rough enough to give him that space that he's been pulling on everybody else. And then you got Sammy and you got Kevin Sullivan. I think those top three are going to be your guys, Sullivan, Sammy, and then you also got Trey. I mean, in the Williams, both of them.
Yeah, the Williams and Williams. It sounds like we're talking about attorneys.
Yeah, it really does. And those guys are, I mean, I'm sure they're putting just as much effort into a law firm. They're really dialing in their programs, getting set up, trying to get that time on the boats.
And I believe we've got about 18 racers here in this first class, the amateur class. Taking a look at, I believe that's 710 out there. That is Jimmy Roberts. Roberts just joining the tour this year.
Yeah, you looked really good. Looked really smooth in the qualifier. Didn't get a chance to finish in the top 5, but got out there, got to know the course. So even if you didn't get to the place where you're getting the points, it still had value to you. Turning laps at race speed is something you don't always get to do on a P1 track. You really only run practice, and then you have to race. It's not like a normal, some other racing forms where you show up and you get practice on the track. You're not running top end speed. This case, they do. They know their lines when they're at that speed and that pace.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see a lot more different things than we've seen this morning with qualifying. Because during qualifying, you're out there, you're by yourself, and now you're going to have 17 of your best friends right next to you.
Yeah, it's all. And plus, in qualifying, you weren't getting behind slower people. If you get a bad start, you're behind slower people. So earlier on in the race, you got people gapping. You got to stay attached. That's one thing. If Finlayson can get out front, I don't know if anybody can catch him. But if Sammy and the other guys can stay connected, it's going to make for some good racing. But the fast guys are going to have to jump out early.
Well, you got to wonder if it got in Finlayson's head that he came off during that qualifier. Because I talked to him in the pits a little earlier today. He said he was really nervous.
Yeah.
He's part of the Syracuse Mafia. It's sponsored by Ignite Racing Fuels. And
hey, he's a young guy, but I think that it's just like being a defensive back in football, man. You got to have that short memory. If something like that happens, screw it. Let's move on to the next thing, the next moto. It happened in qualifying. Didn't even matter. He still made it into the top 5 and still got those extra points. So really, when it comes down to it, who cares that he came off? It didn't make any difference.
Yeah, he'll come into this one with 2 extra points as we take a look at Valentina Lescano again. Looks like she's having a Starbucks moment over there with the course
A
marshals.
little pumpkin spice latte to start it off.
There we go.
They're just hanging out in the sun right now, trying to stay cool, stay calm. You want that heart rate down. You're thinking about what you want to do, the lines you want to hit, and how you want to make it happen.
Well, we're just about set to go here with P1 Aquacross, and this is going to be the first race for them of the weekend. They've got a total of 3 races. They're racing twice today. Now, remember, they already qualified, they already practiced, they already tested, so they've been out on the water a lot. That's why
I don't want to know what their fuel bill is. I hope their sponsors are picking that up with a little bit extra because that could get expensive real quick. These skis are burning it, man.
Especially here in the Bahamas.
Yeah, in the Bahamas. Yeah, that 93 doesn't get given away around here, does it?
Yeah, it sure doesn't. But we've had an absolutely beautiful day. Got a light breeze coming in from the west.
Yeah, the breeze makes it nice. From up here, we're kind of up. We're elevated here from our vantage point, so we're kind of looking down from the same angle as the camera is right now. There's a nice breeze here. It makes it really. I mean, Paradise Island. This is it. I mean, what have we been in the 80s every day? I mean, this is supposed to be winter or something? I have no idea what's going on, but this is perfect, man.
Yeah, I talked to a bunch of the folks from up north, like the Wilson family, who lives in Ohio, and they're like, man, we've only got 2 more days in this beautiful weather. We're going to enjoy it.
I think that's one of those where if your flight gets canceled, you're like, shucks.
Yeah. Darn the luck.
Gotta stay another day.
You can see got a lot of race fans watching down here along the shoreline, and the great thing is you see the bridge right there.
Yeah.
So everybody can see that we're doing something down here. They see all the buoys, they see all the racers. Once racing gets started, I can see that bridge being stacked up, and everybody turning left to come down here to the park.
I think they're going to be going real slow trying to take some photos out there, but make sure it's the passenger and not the driver taking the photos to show your friends. This is the kind of Saturday everybody dreams about, man. If you've got any kind of adrenaline or any kind of adrenaline junkie, this is the stuff you live for. This is world championships in the Bahamas. I mean, I'm getting chills. I want to get out there. It's hard to sit up here and talk about it. Maybe we can we do in-race commentating next time? I'll throw in a helmet, have a mic, and I'll just talk while I'm riding, okay?
Perfect. That sounds great. We need that perspective.
I think there would be a lot more 4-letter words, and I think they would cut us off the air really quickly if you're inside my helmet.
Sorry, like
Mom.
love or word?
Oh, man. It gets a little heated out there sometimes. And sometimes when you see these boats pop up and hop a little sideways, there's some cussing at yourself, too, man, at the same time going, come on, man, keep it together.
Well, you can see the marshals. It's like kind of like herding cats out there. You know what I mean? They're trying to surround them and bring them all up, to where our starting line is going to be. And I believe that is switched up a little bit from what we had here in our program. And the course has actually been flip-flopped. So we're actually going to have our sweeper down on the right-hand side, down by where the cruise ships are. And then we've got a bunch of chicanes right here in the middle. Really exciting course here this weekend for those of you listening in on the live stream. This is going to get exciting.
We're going to be really cool. They're getting stacked and packed. Just to get a chance to get some watch some racing now. I mean, we've been itching. We've been watching these time trials. We've been watching everybody qualifying, getting the setups done yesterday, dialing that boat in. It's just to be able to have that time on the boat and just – I know it's good, but it's also at the same time, it's just, let's go. Let me out of the cage. Let me put some fast lap times down. Let's get one moto in the books, and let's let those nerves calm down and see where the weekend falls.
And that's what the marshals doing right now, letting them know where they are in the lineup because they're actually lining up the way that they qualified.
Yeah, that's really cool. Like you said, it's a little bit different. To be able to have that and be able to get a chance to do that first, it's really fun.
So we'll take a look and let everybody know exactly how they qualified. Sam Nemi will be in pole position. He had a time of 1:28.21, fastest lap time that we've seen in our amateur class today. And while they're lining them up out there, we'll talk about the Williams and Williams.
Yeah, man, the law firm of Williams & Williams, no relation. Both those boys have been running really good. Trey and Jason, both kind of new to the sport, man. I apologize if Trey isn't. I didn't know of him before this. But to me, these guys have only been around the last couple making a name for themselves, just so they keep, having that ability to keep learning learning, keep growing. They've both kind of connected with some really good riders and really good teams, and they get that kind of feedback of way to set up boats, way to increase pace, and it just makes for really good racing for those young guys.
Qualifying into fourth place was Klein Glidden out of the Cayman Islands. Klein taking a second in the expert class over there.
Yeah, man, that's somebody I've never seen. You get that chance to watch them over there. Tell us a little bit about him.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, that they were very nervous.
Yeah.
They were very nervous because they didn't get their boat till a day and a half ago out of customs, and so they were hustling yesterday to make sure that they could get out there and race this weekend.
Yeah, man, like I said, this is a little different. That part, uncrating your ski early, you had to ship them over here. Heck, if you're a privateer, you're by yourself. I can't afford to bring 3 or 4 people to come help. These bigger teams, they have families that are part of them, and then that way, you know, they've got some support system. Wow, here we go. We're getting them lined up here.
Yep, Finlayson qualifying in 5th, but he's went 10 for 10. Do you think there was a little strategy there? He likes to start from the middle, maybe?
Maybe his dad likes to make him work a little harder, right? He's got to earn those calories that he gets later or something, right?
Well, we talked about it. He's got a little different setup for this one. Then you got Kevin Sullivan, who qualified in 6th place, and he just made the move from the 200 class.
Just like Sammy. I mean, both of those guys stepping up from the 200 to the 300. I'm glad to see Kevin. Honestly, Kevin, when you listen to this, get in the 300 class, bro. I want to see you there. Get off the 200 ski. This is where you belong. Let's start pushing the envelope. Let's go after these guys.
We got Matt Smith on the 207, Domenico Barilla on the 714. He's an excitable character.
Yeah, man. But Dominic, I saw him the other night, man. It's always good to see him. He's got a lot of energy to him, and he rides hard. He wants to win. He's passionate. I respect anyone that's passionate about the sport because it's just good to see, man. When you pour everything, your heart, soul, blood, tears into this, I mean, it's everything that you have.
And you got Valentina Liscano, sponsored by Miami Jet Ski, and I'll tell you what, she has got a fast boat.
Yeah, that ski is built really well for the way this water is going to be bouncing. It's going to be a really weird cross chop. It's not going to be anything timeable. And Valentina on that Sea-Doo, she's got some new sponsons, a new handling setup. I think that's really going to help her on this race.
Yeah, Bobby Cardone, Andrew Ray, Michael Bouchard rounding out your field as it looks like we're just about getting ready to start over here. Top left-hand side of the track. Again, folks, if you're just joining the live stream, we'd like to welcome everybody. This is the P1 Aquacross World Championships 2022 edition. Mike Young alongside Tim
Here we go.
Duquette.
We're rolling.
Here we go.
Oh, what a great jump from the middle there.
Could that have been Finlandson?
Oh, we'll see. It looks like a great start here. We got a Sea-Doo. That's Valentina. It looks like charging out for. Oh, something happened. She got closed off at that buoy. She really had a great start, but had to check up the throttle. That looks like Bobby Cardone, one of the Sea-Doos on the outside. He's starting to creep in. Now it's like this spot where, like, hey, how far over can we creep? How far can we get to that actual area?
Yeah.
Oh, here comes the course marshal in. We'll see where they come back around this corner here. We got a little bit of a blind spot on the course. Here comes, if that ain't Sammy Niemi, a Broward Motorsports ski out front.
That is.
It looks like it, man. They're going to have a hard time running this boy down. He's that's got to do a lot for his confidence. Just not having a lot of seat time on that boat and just getting on it, going up from the 200 to the 300. That's awesome.
Yeah, picking up an extra 5 points during qualifying, and looks like he's grabbing the whole shot, too.
If you get a win following up with those 5 points, that just puts you, oh, no, somebody pulled a lanyard. It's Sammy right off the back.
Oh, tough break. We'll take a look at it again. You see him pulling the lanyard, taking a look behind him to make sure that nobody comes up his backside.
Yeah, man, that was such a horrible miss.
So a tough break there for Sammy Niemi. And you got to see it on the replay, folks.
These guys are looking really, really good right now. Let's see who we got coming through here. It looks like the double Nicholson of Finlayson up there in first.
Finlayson.
Yeah, we got Finlayson here in first now. We'll get at these positions as they come by. That looks like Trey in second. One of the Williams there, another Williams there third, and then Bobby Cardone in fourth. Man, these guys are looking really good right now.
Froze on the screen. So congratulations, Brian Finlayson.
Get that whole shot.
Yeah, not grabbing the whole shot. However, the green flag is waving, and it's 30 minutes now, plus a lap.
Yeah, man, just get this good start right off the back, and to be able to get out there and do this, it's got to feel so good, man. To calm those nerves down. Still looks like Finlayson out there in front.
I'm just wondering what happened to Liscano.
I don't know, man. The way she got pinched in the buoy on the start there, it looked like maybe everybody closed over on her a little bit, and just she had to lift. It was go into the buoy or lift. And sometimes you got that decision to make.
Right. You see Finlayson already starting to stretch out that lead as he works his way along the back straightaway.
Man, they are looking fast out there. I wonder what the lap times are compared to what they were earlier.
Well, the fastest lap time here in this class was $1:28 and change. And we're back live on the live stream.
And Finlayson just looks so smooth coming through that section. He's actually sitting down here, which is a little bit kind of unorthodox for him. Most of the time it looks like he's standing up, but he's loving the way the boat's handling with him sitting down, so just trying to position the body correctly.
Working his way through the chicane right here in front of announcing, and then he'll make a turn here, come past the checkered buoy.
Man, he's got a couple-second lead there here on second place. One of the light blue boats. Look like Trey still there in second. These guys are really flying through this section. They look great coming through this front straightaway.
Got a little bit of an angle here, so it's a little tough to read the numbers as they come around. Got that sun beaming right down at him. Luckily, Tim, you and I got a monitor up here too. And some great cameramen.
Yeah, the shots here this weekend are great. They got a good vantage point to watch these races. These guys on the top right-hand side of the track. We got Nemi's down, dead end in the water. Oh, man, that's a heartbreak. That 5 points is going to come in really important. Hopefully they can get him back out there and he can actually get some time on the boat and get a couple more laps in to get it fixed and get back out there where he still gets points.
Well, he had one heck of a hole shot, and he's definitely going to be a force to be contended with. And he could be the one playing the spoiler. As we go back out to your race leader, Finlayson.
Yeah, he's looking really good, man. The way he's riding right now, I think that's Trey right behind him, one of the Trey Williams right behind him. Finlayson looking over his shoulder, man. We got to talk to him about where to check over your shoulder.
Right.
His team got to let him know. Find a spot on the track where you can peek right there. He knows he can check over his shoulder and see what his gauge where Williams is on him. Trey really looks good right now. Looks like Trey chasing him down right now. He's looking really solid.
Yeah, Trey Williams, he's about 3 seconds off the pace right now as they work their way to the right-hand side of the track.
Yeah, you can't get disconnected from Finlayson right now. You've got to stay close. You've got to keep him in sight, and you've got to keep applying the pressure. We know he can come off. We saw it in the qualifying, so maybe that's the way. Maybe you just got to needle him, keep pushing, and then hope that he'll make a mistake.
Well, Williams has a huge fan contingent here.
Man, what a shot here on the drone footage coming down that side straight. That is unreal. You can really see the difference in the distance there, but you can tell that Trey is still running almost the identical line. You might want to see him step just outside of it, as he does right there.
Yeah, wants to make sure that he gets some clean water. You don't want to get in that aerated water, correct?
Yeah, when you're in that water, it's the only type of racing where following somebody is not the exact same speed. When you're trying to run somebody down, you're trying to change that line all over the place. So sometimes when you go to pass, it's really hard to get those lines dialed in.
So again, you got Finlayson out there in first, Williams in second, Williams in third, Bobby Cardone in the fourth spot, Klein Glidden in the fifth spot. And this is his first international race.
Wow, man, what an honor to come here and get your first international race here in the Bahamas. It's just unreal. Love this backdrop behind Finlayson here as he takes this corner. I mean, Trey's might have fallen off slightly on that lap, but he's still right there with him. He's got to stay connected. Hopefully, as this water roughs up a little bit and they get into some lap traffic, they might be able to make some moves.
Well, Matt Smith currently in that sixth place position. Kevin Sullivan in seventh. Domenico Barilla in eighth. It looks like Andrew Ray from Team 71 in the ninth spot.
Man, poor Sammy. Right at this point, he needs to get into the pits, and they need to find a way to get that boat back out there and get enough laps to score. Because right now, he's got that 5 extra points, so you can tack that onto a pretty bad finish here and still look okay.
Well, they definitely want to get that same boat back out there, because if not, you get docked positions in the second race.
And then that wouldn't even make any difference for the 5 points. So you want to get that boat running back out there and finish enough to get some points in this Emoto. Dude, look at that.
Great shot of Nassau Harbor there. And your race leaders.
The way they come around that corner onto that back straight, Mikey, I mean, they're really drifting out there. That's a really cool perspective of how it looks coming down the straightaway. I
believe that's Andrew Ray.
Yeah, that's the Team 71 of a boat, one of their riders.
Yeah, one of the newer riders here to P1 AquaCross. And back out to your race leader, boat number 55.
Putting somebody a lap down already. This is pretty quick to put somebody a lap down.
You know, and he's not used to this kind of weather either. You know, he's from Syracuse, Indiana.
A little bit different this time of year, a little bit different. So both Trey and Finlayson got by that lapper now. So you got Finlayson didn't lose any speed. He's still going really fast here. Put that lapper, but lap down without any kind of challenge.
Well, I think he heard you out there because he just looked around as he hit that 90-degree. That's the place you want to do it.
Yeah, you never want to turn your head completely. You always want to take a peek where you can put somebody in a position. Pick a land marker, put them in that position, then you know what you're leading and gaining each stop. I mean, look at this drone shot in the back. Gosh.
Yeah, only about 4 seconds in between first and second place right now. So Williams still staying right there in the hunt.
Yeah, man. He, like we said, he's came on stronger and stronger. I know Finlayson kind of takes the cake going 10 for 10 the last 10 motos, but I mean, these guys are all they're all getting better and better every moto, and I guess that's the name of the game when you're an amateur. You know, you just want to see that progression. Take that next step, move up, and then move up to the pros.
Well, it looked like Finlayson's last lap. We said it was going to be, chopping up and everything with the reverbage off of the seawall. His last lap, a minute 36:31.
Wow. Okay, so they lost about 4 seconds off the initial times.
Exactly.
Okay, that's interesting to think that it added that much. You can see this perfect shot here with the showing the real gap there with Trey. It's staying pretty even. So these guys, I mean, is Trey just biding his time? It's kind of useless to make a run at this point. You just want to let them know you're there. Stay close enough that you let them know you're there and keep applying the pressure.
You still got the other Williams, Jason Williams, back there in the third spot.
Yeah, I think we might have some issues here on the left side of the course here with that might be one of the Williams there dead in the water. He's running again. He might have pulled his lanyard.
And you're watching your race leader and Trey Williams trying to chase him down on the 618.
We're going to have a lapper right here in front of him, too. As the camera pans around here, you're going to see that there's a lapper there right in front of Finlayson, and they're going to have somebody encounter this lap.
Well, we'll see if that slows him down.
Yeah, right. I don't know. Nothing else will, so maybe that will.
His last lap, a minute 37:36, so he's slowed by about a second.
Yeah, in this type of racing, man, a second can go by real quick. One little bobble, and it's a second, man. You never know.
Beautiful day to be right here in Nassau, Bahamas. Finlayson, Williams, Cardone, and Glidden, 1 through 5.
Wow, those top 5 are all logging really good first motos. Right now it's just settling into that pace, really knowing what you're going to be capable of as this race unfolds.
Well, Trey Williams about 2.87 seconds behind your race leader Finlayson. And Jay Williams, he is 27 seconds off the pace, being thrown down by the leader. Cardone is 33 seconds behind your leader.
That's a really big gap to be this early in the race. That lets you know these two guys are kind of in a class of their own at this point. They're really gapping the rest of the race.
And it would have been interesting to see if Sammy Niemi could have stayed out there.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. He really needs to get back out there and get some points so that we have a little bit of a challenge in these next couple races.
So once again, we're about 10 minutes and 51 seconds into this one.
Oh, wow. That first 11 minutes went by pretty fast. I'm sure that's not what they're saying, but for us, I felt like that went by pretty quickly.
Well, it's easy to go by quickly when it's exciting out there, and this guy's the one making it exciting. Boat number 55, Jay Finlayson.
I guess those nerves are not affecting him too much right now after coming off and qualifying, just really staying steady. That's a great shot there of watching these guys come through the front straight. You'll notice that lapper is they're getting really close to that lapper. So this is going to get challenging for them maybe on this lap.
You know, I know Finlayson's got some friends from the Syracuse Mafia watching it at home in Derek Powell and Robbie Powell.
Man, they've got a great group of guys there on that team and those teams that ride together. It's a shame Derek Powell couldn't be here. I wanted to see him against these guys. Hopefully he'll be back out next year. He had a great run in pro this year.
So no lead changes that last time around. You still got Finlayson out in front, Trey Williams in second, Jay Williams in third, Bobby Cardone in fourth, and Clyde Glidden in fifth.
Man, it's got to be a confidence booster for that Cayman's rider, Clyde, just to have that opportunity. I know that island is so supportive. Anybody that comes from there, they really love on him and they cheer for him. So I hope they're listening back home, and it's exciting to see him in the top 5. Man, he's got some room to make up here. Trey's just really got to keep dialing, chip away, man, chip away. It's just got to be a couple tenths a lap, or he's going to need to make a mistake because you're not going to gain this kind of a distance in one lap. So
again, Finlayson still with about a 2.95-second lead.
Nice, man.
over
That's a nice lead. The one thing you got to be wary of on these Yamahas, sometimes they pull the lanyard, so that 3 seconds can get evaporated really quick. You just want to keep pushing, stay smooth, man. Stay smooth and keep pushing.
And you can see just the gap between first and third place right now, 33.52 seconds.
They really gap these guys. I mean, they're riding on another level right now. Unless somebody else is having boat problems, this is going to be really hard to make up on the beach with any kind of a tune or any kind of adjustment in between motos.
Well, less than 2 minutes from the halfway mark, and Finlayson, again, trying to extend that lead. But Trey Williams has actually shut the lead down just by about 0.2 of a second, but every little bit.
That's the what you got to do right now. It's a 0.2 of a second kind of a race that you got to do. Peel away at it just a little bit at a time because you can see it reeling in. You can get that extra energy. And this looks like Jason Williams here on the Yamaha. He is flying, man.
Yeah, Jason currently in that third place position. As I said, he's just about 38 seconds off the mark, being put down by Finlayson. And there's Finlayson right now as you see him working right to left here. And for all of you race fans out there, Finlayson has went 10 for 10 his last 10 Aquacross races. Didn't race the first Aquacross race, but still has worked his way up there and took the U.S. National Championship.
That's insane, man. To miss a round like that and just to have the consistency to pick away at that, especially with Joe Johnson, the PWCparts.com rider that was leading the points. He led it all the way to the end. The kid was just too fast. There's Trey trying to run down Finlayson. It looks like that might have closed up a little bit that lap. They have got a real race going to happen here in a couple laps.
Yeah, 2.77 seconds between first and second. And like I say, they pulled away.
Yeah, at this point, it's a race between two guys right now for that top two.
And your top two have just completed their 8th lap here as we near the halfway mark.
So that halfway mark can be either demoralizing or energizing for you. So as a rider, if you're already on a little bit of the arm pump side where your arms are starting to fill with a little bit of lactic and you're a little bit tired, you see that halfway, it can really demoralize you. But if you're feeling really good and you're out front and you see that halfway, it might make you push a little bit harder. Man, look at these guys. This is I think we're going to see oh man, the way they're coming around this corner as a group, all three of them are really holding some fast lines. I think this is looking back at the start here, just a clip of how that went down. They were so close together here.
Look at that. What a beautiful sight, huh, Tim?
Yeah, man. This is the kind of stuff dreams are made of for a guy that grew up racing personal watercraft. I mean, to see this kind of, you'll see Valentina back there on the top left. Look at how close is that Sammy and Jason. What a race, man. TJ, I think that was a Broward boat, just really dialed and really stretching its legs there. Man, Finlayson just looks really good. That boat is settling really well. I feel like it's the handling package on that thing. They must have really dialed it in yesterday during qualifying.
Yeah, they're used to a little different water conditions up there in the Midwest. And I know that I talked to his dad, Brian Finlayson, and they said that they definitely put a different handling setup on it.
Gotcha. And it looks like they have, and it looks like it's working, so that's got to be really building some confidence as well. Trey is still hanging right there. That's good to see him staying there. And I don't know if there's enough lappers in this race to actually affect Finlayson enough for him to catch him, though. It's going to take a mistake, it looks like, for a lead change.
Well, Finlayson having a little slower lap time this time around, a 1:40.17.
Yeah, I think that there was a little rougher water on the top left-hand side of the track, and it disturbs the boat a little too much, and you can slow down so quickly. You see, he put that lapper down really quickly. That's Jason Williams, and it looked like having some issues.
Tough break there for Jay. Jay was running in third place for most of the race. Jay out there on boat number 23.
That was a great corner there, sweeping that, keeping that speed up. I think Trey's trying a few different tricks to stay up with him right now. At this point, let's pull everything out of the tool bag. Let's try an outside in. Let's try an outside. Stay on the wake on just the outside. Try to cross over it. You're just mixing up things to see what works at this point.
So only 3 riders right now on the lead lap. That is Finlayson and Trey Williams and Jay Williams. All with 9 laps in.
Nice, man. That's good to hear. They're all running really solid. You see Dominic there taking that corner off the front straightaway. Man, he's got this corner coming off this side straight, really dialed. It looks like Trey is really starting to pull up into his tray. This is going to be some good racing as this race wears on. Oh, no, Trey pulled his lanyard.
Oh, tough break there for the 618.
Man, all that work, that's like 8 laps of work of just chipping away. You've been consistently peeling off the lead, and then to pull a lanyard. I mean, I see it all too often in this race, and you would think somebody would invent something so that this doesn't happen so easily for these guys. I just don't get it.
Finlayson actually getting a little faster that last lap time.
Yeah.
1:34.97. Let's go back and take a look, and you'll see him pull his lanyard. You can see him coming around right behind Finlayson there, pulls his lanyard and gives Finlayson another 2 second.
That's all it is. You gave back everything you just made up on those last few laps. We gave him back those, second and a half. He actually got that boat restarted really fast, actually. I don't know and maybe his hand just slipped off the throttle, to tell you the truth. Sometimes that happens.
Right now he's just under 4 seconds off the pace being put down by Finlayson.
Yeah, sometimes in the past I've had a throttle that's a little too slick and that finger will slip off. We've actually put a little piece of grip tape from us. Here we go. Here's another shot of it. He came around that corner and
look, his hood came up.
Oh, and he reached out and shut that hood. That's why he got going so fast. Revo Performance actually has a part for that to help keep that hood down. You can order.
What is it, duct tape?
That's the beer can budget one, but there's actually a real latching system. There goes Finlayson, and Trey's actually chipped back away. This is interesting that he's staying with him like this, especially with that kind of a bobble he had.
And your race leader getting ready to come down the front straightaway and now past the start-finish line. So we'll see if he cut any time off here.
Man, Trey just looks so aggressive on that boat. He always looks like – there's some guys that when they're riding, they look slow. Well, he is not that guy. He looks like he's going a million mile an hour while he's sitting still.
Well, Finlayson went from a 1:34 and change lap time to a 1:37.50.
That's crazy that we can kind of see that with the eye as you watch Trey close those up. I'm not looking at the lap times as much as you are, but you can tell what's going on.
And you can see the hood latch coming open there right again on the top left-hand side of your screen.
Yeah.
And he had to reach up, pull that down, and it cost him a couple seconds. And, well, will it take the wind out of his sails?
Well, at this point right now, I think this is a win. To be that connected to Finlayson. Every race Finlayson has done, he's just gapped everybody. For Trey right now to be able to be this connected this late in the race, I think he's going, okay, this guy isn't bulletproof. This can be a race that can be won. Let's stay here, and let's just stay confident here.
You got to wait for a slip, trip, or a bobble. Everybody makes mistakes.
Dude, it's like I said earlier during qualifying, it's better to be lucky than good sometimes. It's just things have to go perfect sometimes, and they don't always do it.
Well, Finlayson trying to go 11 for 11. And speaking of that, Finlayson, Trey Williams, and Ray Williams are all on lap number 11.
Wow, nice. So they're getting into this race pretty well. We've got to be passing that, 20-minute? Are we getting close to that 20-minute mark right now, Mike?
Yeah, 20:45 is what we have here on the screen.
So you got 10 minutes to close up about 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds. That's going to be a tough task.
Well, with lap traffic
here it
in front
is.
of Finlayson, it's going to slow him down a little bit. And
good call, Mikey, because it looks like he's getting into Bobby Cardone here on the Sea-Doo RXPX. Look at this. Will Bobby step out of the race line to let them by is a question, though.
And Cardone is actually in 4th place.
Wow.
So the top 3 are on the move here in Nassau.
Yeah, man, to see that kind of a gap 20 minutes into a race is pretty nuts, especially when it's calm like this. You usually see lapping up or further into the field when it's rougher, but when it's calm like this, it usually makes everybody a little more equal, but evidently not today. So he pushes Cardone wide here.
Yeah, Cardone takes a look over and says...
Oh, no, that's actually the cow.
That's not Barilla.
Barilla, he's pushing wide there.
Barilla's plus 2 laps right now.
Tough start for the weekend for him.
And looks like Clyde Glidden has slowed off the pace too, as he's right behind Barilla. Glidden on the CI-17.
Man, this shot here, tracking these boats down the back straightaway is so cool. You can really see the different lines here. Everybody's trying to step outside of that white water. That white water is actually aerated water. The boats cannot drive through that as well as they can the better water. So you want to slightly step outside, get that clean water, and go.
That's right. That clean line always help you out. So Finlayson, last lap around, 139.69. So he's going back and forth. You know,
Yeah.
he's had as much as a 140 and change and down to a 130 and change.
I think sometimes it's just, is there a lap or that lap? Did you catch him during a straightaway or did you catch him during a corner? Because sometimes you don't want to force issues. Like watch right here. He's trying to set him up probably so he can make a pass on a straightaway. There's no reason to make that pass in the corner like that.
Still got Trey Williams following him. And Williams right now just about 4 seconds or so off the pace.
Man, Finlayson just looks so good. He's riding smooth. He's picking off these guys. Something that can happen late in a race is you'll start to wear down and get that forearm pump as you run up into these back markers. And it actually takes a little bit more energy as a rider. Even somebody like for me that wasn't in those top few spots, when I was coming through in the top 10, I'd be so gassed as I ran up on them. It makes for really tough work even to get through the lappers.
Hey, by the way, we'd like to say a very special thanks to our good friends from Short Block Technologies, our title sponsor for the P1 Aquacross Series this year, as well as HydroTurf.
Yeah, they've done a great job supporting the sport for many, many years. They've been around for as long as I can remember. It's just good to have people like this and companies like this in the sport that can really step us up and put us to the forefront of what's going on in the public eye.
Well, I'm taking a look here. Cardone starting to slide back into pack. We'll go through our top 10 for you. We got Finlayson up in front, followed by Trey Williams, and then Jason Williams. Then, of course, we've got Smith out there in the fourth position. And then we got Sullivan in fifth, Domenico Barilla in sixth, Client Glidden in seventh, and Bobby Cardone in eighth.
Wow, he started to slide back a little bit there. It looks like we've got a shot of Finlayson here just outside of the screen. If we could pan out a little bit, we've actually got another lapper there. I think that is Smith there in front of him. Oh, what a great angle here to see these guys coming through this chicane.
And this chicane leads right into the front straightaway.
Well, Finlayson's going to have some company if he doesn't make quick work of this guy in front of him.
Yeah, Trey Williams is on the throttle, and I think he can smell the blood.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. The further you get up into the pack, the faster lap times they're running. So the harder you have to push to get past these lappers. Just because they're lappers doesn't mean they're slow. It might have made a bobble or come off the boat earlier in the day or earlier in the moto. It's tougher to get around them this late in a race.
And one thing a little bit different here in the Bahamas than in the United States is they're not combined with the 200 class, so they're all 300 boats out there.
Yeah, exactly. This is getting to see the 300 championship. That's what we talked about a little bit with Sam Nemi and Kevin Sullivan, going from that 200 to 300. Neither of those guys are really having a great race, number one, but that doesn't mean anything because at this point, Sammy's got those 5 points in the bag, and I don't know if he's back out on the track. Hopefully, maybe we get a shot from him and he can score some points in this moto. Look at this drive down the straightaway here.
Unofficially less than 5 minutes plus a lap left in this one, and Finlayson is in command. Last lap time, 137.51.
So you'll notice Finlayson got by that lapper, Smith, in the straightaway. Finlayson needs to keep his head squared away. Quit checking over your shoulder there, bud. You're going to really slow yourself down.
Yeah, so it looks like we got a back marker now between first and second place.
Yeah, that's Smith there. Trey got pushed wide, man. That was a bad part to try to make that pass. He should have waited till this front straightaway. It's a little tough to try to make that pass on that side straight there.
Well, that's going to give Finlayson a lot more breathing room.
Yeah, I think that might be the nail in the coffin for them. This battle. Finlayson just needs to stay smooth now because that opened up the lead quite a bit. Smith was just riding his race. There really wasn't anything Matt could do. I think Trey should have just laid back just wait one more corner and you would have had a straightaway to make the pass on.
And you could tell that there was some lap traffic there. Slowed Finlayson down by about 4 seconds. Had a 140, 144 this last lap.
And that's the thing is with Smith being in fourth place and trying to lap fourth place, he's just running such a faster pace. So you're behind hunting for that line that can get around that lapper. It doesn't matter that you're faster. You still need to pick a slower line to get by that lapper because they're running the fast line.
Well, like you talked about earlier, sometimes smoother is better than faster.
Smooth is fast. Smooth is fast. Something I've repeated to myself for 25 years while racing personal watercraft. And this is something Finlayson is actually living out right now. I mean, just what he's doing these last 10 motos. The only nitpick we have, that I've seen, is just where he's checking over his shoulder for the back person behind him. Just pick a spot on the course where you can see the whole course. Here we're going to get a replay of this going around that lapper. He made yeah, that wasn't much of a replay as fast as he went by him.
Right, that's for the other guy, that's when good times go bad.
Yeah, man, and here comes Finlayson. He looks like he's coming up on Jason Williams now. He made a great move, step into the inside, and going to sweep him on the outside. That was a really heady play. Stay in the throttle now, bud. There you go.
Yeah, shut the door.
The way he set that whole series of events up, that was what Trey needed to do last time with the lapper. He set that up perfect. Finlayson that was a top-notch move.
So once again, now you have a lapped rider in between first and second place.
Yeah, these guys are really flying through the chicane here. They look so solid this late in the race. It's fun to watch these guys as they're really stepping up the pace. These top two guys, man, that pro class is calling you, bro.
And Williams going to try to work to the inside of that back marker.
That back marker, if I'm not mistaken, is Jason Williams, which has one of the fastest boats on the course.
And
so
he's in third place.
Yeah, I mean, it's just this point. You'll notice the top end here. There's no difference. It's not like he's going to pull him in the straightaway. Where he's pulling him is here. Watch as he backs out of the throttle. See how much he closes up on him? That's Jason lifting the throttle. Now he goes right by him.
Exactly.
You can actually watch it happen. But the bad part is you can't be behind somebody when you want to be off the line because they check up too much in the corners. Here, right here. He's going to slow him down. He's going to have to drive by. That was a great move to stay on the inside. See, I probably would have been caught bad. I think I would have set up to the outside, and I would have been pushed wide there. That was the right move by him.
That was a great pass.
Yeah.
He showed patience and composure
Yes,
right there.
Really, really great pass.
So we're at about 28 and a half minutes here unofficially.
So maybe are we going to possibly get the white flag here on this lap? Maybe one more? It's going to be a close call here, whether it's one lap or 2 laps left. We'll know when we come around. This is Hail Mary time for Trey here in second if he wants to make a run at Finlayson.
And Finlayson 2 laps ahead of third place.
Yeah, dude, that's just
ridiculous.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. This kid is unreal. His talent level is out of this world. He's got Brian Baldwin helping him with the setup of the ski, I've heard in the past. I mean, to have that kind of a support system, his dad, his family, Ignite Racing Fuels, all that whole crew, man, it's fun to watch that family grow in the sport.
Trey Williams, and then now you're taking a look at Jason Williams. Jason Williams in third place, but a lap down.
Wow, man, that's just nuts to think about. This gap is just a little too far, I think, for Trey to make up. At this point right now, you might want to just be like, hey, let's live to fight another day. Let's go there. It's not push too hard. Actually, coming off don't matter if you got a lap on third, so push away now that I think about it.
Yeah, you got some extra points.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, you can stay where you're at and still have a very good score coming out of this one because Finlayson, if you remember, took 5th in qualifying.
Yeah.
So he's only getting 1 point.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to need any extra points, Mikey, the way that kid rides. I think that 1 point was just a here you go. Let's let everybody else have a chance.
Well, I think Trey took in an extra 3 points.
Yeah.
So, again, that's going to play into
So that might be, they must be tied maybe after this first moto. I think it's going to be really close. It's only going to be a point or 2 separating going into the second race. So that's, at this point, Trey, he's in a really good spot, man.
Save your boat.
Yeah, man, that's awesome.
Last time around, Finlayson having a lap time of 1:41.44. So he has slowed just a little bit, but that's to be expected going through lap traffic.
I think he had Jason battling with him a lot at the beginning part of that lap, and it was really tough for him to get around. The way Jason was running those lines and chopping the throttle going into the corners, it's a little bit tougher for him to make a maneuver around him.
You got to love that helmet, too, the stars and bars, as he takes another look up behind him.
Yeah, this might be the white flag lap here.
Nah,
one more.
Probably one more.
Yeah.
And there's Williams right here.
Yeah,
Trey
Trey going by here as well.
Yeah, and the gap has turned into about a 9-second gap right now.
It's insurmountable unless a really big mistake gets made at this point. You're just trying to just get the race over with. You've got a lap lead on third place. Let's get this done.
For those of you listening in, our Pro Class Enduro will be coming up next. We want you to stick around here on the live stream and hang out with us.
Man, I just love this shot with the hotels in the background running down this side.
Beautiful.
I mean, like, if you don't want to race personal watercraft, you got something wrong with you, man.
If you don't want to come to the Bahamas,
you got something wrong with you, yeah. Just look at this. Finlayson he looks really, really good here. His head's not bobbling around too much. That's something you can look at with people as they tire out. Their heads will bobble all around. That's what D-Mac used to tell me. Dennis Mack, one of the pro riders, he's like, when I know I could pass you? When your head started bouncing around. That's how you know. So other riders are watching that, man. They pick up on those types of things.
Yeah, you start looking like one of those dogs you set on your dashboard and be bobbling its head.
It's tough work, man, to keep that head on the shoulders when you're going 80 in this water.
All right, we'll see if the white flag will be coming out this next time around.
Yeah, Fiddleston's praying for that right now. It's going to be a hallelujah flag, just because, and not because he's tired, but because of the gap he's got on second place. I think he just wants to get this race over with, get the boat back up on shore, check it over, put some fuel in it, relax, and get ready for Moto 2.
And the white flag will be coming out as I take a look down there at our flag band. Here comes Finlinson. He'll be going back by our start-finish line.
He's got a 2-buoy lead now on Trey here, it looks like.
So he's got less than a lap to go as well.
Man, that's such a cool angle coming through here, watching Trey come through here. He's doing so well riding this boat. And just all year, the pace has just been there. And honestly, this has to be a little bit of a boost for him, because I remember in the last race, we watched Finlayson kind of gap him later on as the race went on. So it's like, hey, man, I got this now. I'm on this pace. It was just the start. Let's lock in. Let's go, you know?
Well, a great ride there for Finlayson, you know, after he got past Nemi after the mechanical issue.
That's just tough luck for him, man. I know the Broward Motorsports team will get him back and running for the next moto, but it's going to be a lot of making up to do, because he's probably going to lose as much as like 20-ish points here, probably on Finlayson, maybe more. Even with that 5, you got 20. It just depends if he's going to score any points from this, if he's going to turn enough laps to get any points.
Well, here on the last lap, we got Finlayson out in front, Trey Williams in second, Jason Williams in third, and then you got Smith back there, Matt Smith, in the 4th spot. Followed by Kevin Sullivan in 5th, Glidden in the 6th spot, Domenico Barilla in 7th, Bobby Cardone in 8th, Andrew Ray in 9th, and Michael Bouchard rounds out your top 10.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my God.
Looks like Finlayson is coming around this side straight here. He's almost finished with this race. He's just got a couple more corners.
And a nice ride.
Yeah, man, this has got to be really pumping him up, especially coming off in the qualifier. I know that's got to feel a little goofy when you come off by yourself out there. So this is just really pumping him up. Here's the checker flag for your double nickel, Finlayson. What a great start to the weekend.
Sponsored by Ignite Racing Fuels out of Syracuse, Indiana.
Here comes Trey. He looked great all race. Stayed connected. Just a few little things here and there that could have went his way.
So again, the checkered flag flying here over Nassau Harbor, and congratulations to Finlayson and Trey Williams. Jason Williams still running in the 3rd place position on boat number 23.
One of the Cayman guys there. I think this is Smith here coming across the line. Matt Smith, a great ride. He's been growing and growing in this sport. He's fun to watch. See the guys conversating there. Probably, I wonder what's going on inside in their helmets, man. To be 30 minutes, look at that high five, great sportsmanship. They're just talking about how that start went, I think, and what kind of happened.
That's the one thing you love about this sport. It's the camaraderie.
Yeah, man. It's while you're on the course, you want to choke people out and put somebody down, but once you get done, it's all friends, man.
So a nice ride right there. Both of those riders congratulating each other, becoming 1st and 2nd here in race number 1. So most of the pack has come through. And we're going to have Tim Ducat. He's going to leave the booth here for just a moment and go down there and talk to Jay Finlayson and congratulate him. Does he get a medal? Or you got one? All right, so you're looking at a couple of exhausted racers right there. Domenico Barilla coming into the picture. Domenico, longtime veteran racer over there, congratulating Finlayson as we've got our last couple riders coming through. And we're going to hold here for just a second, and we're going to go down to Tim Ducat as we let Finlayson know that he needs to come over here for medal presentation and a quick interview. Once again, we appreciate everybody listening in here to the 2022 P1 Aquacross World Championships. That was only the first race of the weekend. I believe we're going to have 5 more to go as they bring Finlayson back down here to Timmy Ducat, who is going to be standing by. Just All right, we got our race winner pulling up right now to Ducat. Congratulations again to Jay Finlinson. Comes from great stock. His father used to be an expert world champion, Brian Finlinson. So we'll get him up here for a quick trophy presentation. Tim, can you hear me down there? How you doing? We're getting a thumbs up from Tim as Finlinson comes up.
Get this interview.
Tim, he makes you look short.
I swear I'm 6 foot, but I look about 5'2" next to him. How was it? I know you had a rough start today coming off in the qualifier. How'd that feel mentally, and then to put this kind of a race together after that?
I knew I had 2 laps in the qualifier, so I wasn't that worried. I wasn't too happy with any qualifying results, but a couple people made some mistakes out in the course, so they were in front of them.
It's awesome, man. When you saw that first start by Sammy, it looked like he got you on the start. I thought it was going to be a great race between you two, and then him to pull off immediately. What were you thinking in your head when that happened?
I saw him. I wasn't sure if he pulled a tether, if he broke, but next lap came around and he get towed in, so kind of made me happy a little bit, so I didn't have to worry about him. But
did you feel that pressure from Trey behind you? He seemed to be pushing you. In typical races, it looks like you've been able to gap people, but he stayed right there.
Yeah, I kept every corner I would look behind and he'd still be right there, so it worried me a little bit, but I knew if I made no mistakes, I'd be able to stay in front.
Awesome, man. You got any sponsors you want to thank?
Ignite Racing was helping us out. Good Track Trailers, Good Tracks, Yamaha, Just East.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you, Tim, and congratulations to Jay Finlinson. We'll be coming up here in just a couple of minutes with the Pro Endurance race number 1. But right now, we're going to take a short break, folks. We're glad that you could join us here at the Atlantis Paradise, Bahamas. All right, folks, as we pointed out, we'll be back with more action. Stay tuned to P1 AquaCross. This is
tell you about me. I am the one that draws you in as I speak. Come closer, wipe the tear from your cheek.
Welcome to St. Petersburg Clearwater in Florida, the final round of the 2022 USA AquaCross Championship, where the top 12 will progress to the P1 AquaCross World Championships in the Bahamas.
And all stuttering now. Let me tell
This race is taking place alongside the P1 Offshore Championship for Superstocks, Supercats, and the mighty Class 1. A feast of action is taking place on the waters of the Gulf of Mexico this weekend.
I talked with the devil, brought him down to his knees. Let me tell you about me. I write your favorite song.
St. Pete Clearwater is famous for its award-winning pristine white sand beaches and emerald green Gulf waters on a sunny peninsula separating the Gulf of Mexico from Tampa Bay. Only 90 miles from Orlando, making this a perfect spot for a vacation for all the family.
I said hello, let me tell you about me.
With a vibrant social and artistic scene, St. Pete has it going on. The excellent dining, bars and shopping means entertainment and activities are never in short supply. There's enough to keep the most active of visitors busy at all times. The cultural scene in St. Pete is also famous for its incredible murals and street art, as well as a thriving local art community and of course some world-class museums. The Museum of Fine Arts has art from all ages, and the world-famous Dali Museum houses the largest collection of the famed surrealist works outside of Spain.
With angels, I've spoken tongues, now that you're gone, I'm stuck here stuttering on.
This part of Florida is a sporting paradise. With its excellent year-round climate, St. Pete Clearwater is ideal for all sorts of water sports, including kayaking, paddleboarding, and of course, marine motorsports.
Oh, so wipe the tears on your cheek, come closer.
There's something for everyone, and it's all watchable from up close on St. Pete's new pier, with the Pier Tiki restaurant overlooking the weekend's action.
This is probably my favorite venue. Just right off the pier, it's beautiful. The town's awesome. Food. It's great to be back for sure.
Good. I love St. Pete. It's cool to be downtown. I like how you can pit right here. It's a short idle out. It's a good venue to watch from the pier. So all in all, I enjoy St. Pete, and it's close to my house, so that's a perk. And St. Pete's always been good. So enjoy the weekend, and we'll go from there.
I'm stuck here stuttering on.
The course was great. Big track, keeps some high speeds, and light chop. Everyone's bouncing around, and it spaces everyone out. But for passing, it was great. I had a good time.
Like I say, it's really fast. There's a lot of close racing going on, which makes it fun. Normally, it's so rough you can't really go bond rail to bond rail. But this weekend in St. Pete, it's going to be really interesting, that's for sure.
Coming into the last round of the US Aquacross season, James Jimmy Wilson has been the man to catch in the latter half of the season. With wins in Michigan City and a second place in Daytona Beach, Wilson has been on form and comes into the final round of the series with a healthy lead in the championship. Another strong performance here in St. Pete Clearwater, and the championship will be his.
To be leading is insane. This is kind of a pipe dream for me. So I'm super excited, and it comes with some stress and some pressure for sure coming to the last round because I want to win. But I've accomplished more than I thought I would my first year here in P1, and I'm excited, and we're ready to go do battle and try to come out here a champion this year.
Tori Snyder has been picking up points all season long after starting the series with a second place finish in Kissimmee St. Cloud. After a few problems in Daytona, where he only picked up 23 points, he might need Wilson to have a mechanical issue or two if he wants to take home the championship. Snyder is a man who always leaves it all out on the water, and he'll want to finish the season in style with a strong performance. Father and son duo Dustin and Devin Farthing have been consistent all season. They both have the skill to step up and pick up podium performances in any race and can never be counted out. Dustin Farthing will be riding with extra confidence after the win in Daytona and will likely be a threat again this weekend in St. Pete Clearwater.
Just go out and, try to win, try to get as many good points as they can for the weekend, and, just get a good start and get up front and, try to ride consistent, but also, smart, try to push and, build as many points as we can.
Fifth place is a solid spot in the standings, considering it's my first year. And coming into this weekend, I'm hoping to just get a win for the weekend, my first of the year, and finish the year off strong.
Also, keep an eye out for the likes of Christian Daly, Vanjay Ramjeet, and Erminio Ian Tosca.
Yeah, I'm in third. I can still win. I just have to have a good weekend. So I'm going to try to get good starts, go out there, ride smart, and still try to pull this off. So we'll see, Nothing, it's not over till it's over.
All three have hit podiums this season and will be aiming for a strong finish in this final race. In the AMP 300 class, the clear favourite is number 55, Jay Finlayson. He's won the last two races in Michigan City and Daytona Beach and looks like he's the man to beat in St. Pete Clearwater. In race 1, Finlayson and number 143, Tyler Erith, had a close battle from the start, but it's Finlayson who takes the lead and gets the whole shot. There's a problem for 207 Matthew Smith, one of the championship contenders. He's crashed and finds himself in the water. Joe Johnson, number 91, has been pushing hard all race long, trying to challenge Finlayson for the lead, but Finlayson is riding strongly and manages to stay out in front. At the end of race 1, it's the favourite, Jay Finlayson, who stays strong and comes through to take the checkered flag and the win. The top 3 in the AM 300 class first went to Jay Finlayson, second to Trey Williams, and third to Joe Johnson.
Came out to first place, had a real good lead, so decided to take it off a little bit. And then the next thing you know, there's no power to it, so now we have to get wrenching.
Pro Race 1 gets underway and the riders charge from the start looking to grab the whole shot. 116 Vanjay Ramjeet and 777 Juan Lezcano are battling hard from the off, aiming to grab that top spot in the early stages of race 1. Ramjeet takes the whole shot, but Lezcano manages to pass him, but he's gone in the wrong direction, so Ramjeet hangs on to first position. Tori Snyder is chasing hard, looking to get past Lezcano, but Lezcano is finding the rhythm and manages to hang on to second place. Snyder and championship leader Jimmy Wilson are going toe-to-toe for third place. Snyder holds on though and makes third place his own for now. Christian Daly finds the rhythm from further back and gets up into third place. He's now got his sights set on Lezcano up ahead in second. Lezcano is on a bit of a charge here and passes the early leader Ramjeet to move into first place. Now it's 105 Christian Daly who has really found the rhythm in this race. He looks like he's the fastest man out on the water and looking like he could challenge for top spot. There's a problem out on the circuit and the yellow flags are flying with a rider down and in the water. Christian Daly is flying and building more and more speed. He's closing in on first place. Big drama as race leader Juan Lezcano crashes and the fastest man on the water, Christian Daly, blasts past and into first. The race comes to an end and it's 105 Christian Daly who crosses the line to take the win in race 1.
Welcome back to Nassau Harbor, site of the 2022 P1 Aquacross World Championships. Already see some great racing today, Tim.
I mean, just between the qualifying and then the live stream starting with the AMs, watching these guys really get out and start really pushing the envelope on pace. It's just fun to watch, man, in this kind of spot. We're in paradise. What else is better?
Well, you know, we're going to make it better. We're putting the Pro Enduro out there, race number 1.
And on the screen right now, you see Dustin Farthing. Oh, here they go. They started. Man, that was a quick start. Dustin's going to have some complaints there, I think. He was turned a little sideways. It looks like that fourth spot's pulling the whole shot right now.
Well, you cannot hesitate, that's for sure.
Guess who that is? Eric Holshot Lagopoulos. He's getting motored by Tori, though.
Yeah, Tori.
Man, what a run by Tori. That drone can't even keep up with those skis. Look at that shot, man.
Yeah, great shot. Great overhead shot there. It looks like Lagopoulos slipped way off the pace.
Yeah, I think if you're an adrenaline junkie, this is your fix for the day right here. Wow, man. I think Tori's got that start. He's coming all around that side turn right there. It's a little hard to see with the glare. You guys are seeing the same view that we are right now. Man, he looks really fast there.
Yeah, he does. Already starting to extend on that lead. We haven't even got through our first lap yet.
That looks like a battle there for second between... That's Chris Landis battling drag racing Daly. Whoa, man. You don't usually see that this year. Is Landis putting top end on somebody?
Yeah, that's your battle for second place right there.
Landis had to check up a little bit, and Daly got back around him.
Daly again, a big winner in St. Pete, our last race.
Man, Daly's line around that, he really apexed that well. I think he carried a lot more speed than anybody else through that swiper. You got Tori in first, Christian in second, Daly in third, and that looks like King D in fourth. Well, it's either D or Mac. I can't see the number on that.
We'll get it for you as soon as our transponders,
That's
Mac.
at Mac in 4th, D in 5th, Jimmy in 6th, that's Sophie in 7th, and then you got a couple guys back here, and it was a little tough to see as they battled through that. Let's check out on the screen what we have here on the feed. This looks like a great shot of the first couple boats. Chris Landis has to feel super good about this. This might be one of the best starts of the year for him.
Well, we talked to them a little bit earlier, and they seemed very confident with what they made down there in Riva.
You know what I really like about this? You got a Dean's Team tune in 1st. You got a Broward boat in 2nd, and then you got a 3rd boat with Riva. I mean, just to have the different boats set up, it's really cool. You got that Tim Judge, Dean's Team, powered boat out front. I mean, you could see the speed on that thing. It definitely has more top end than anybody else out there.
Yeah, Tori looking very good out there. Didn't do as well in qualifying as we expected.
Yeah, I would have pinned him for doing a little better. Maybe there was just some bobbles that happened. Maybe the setup wasn't right. You never know, and maybe they were working the kinks out. It's going to be tough to work back from the 5-point deficit that you're at right now, but if anybody can do it, it's Tori.
Yeah, he had a 1:23.01. That was his qualifying time.
He practices all the time underneath the Skyway Bridge there in Tampa. Their water there is some of the best. I mean, it's every kind of. Oh man, that corner that'll wear out the forearms when you're doing those.
Oh, he carved it up right there, buddy.
That's what it takes to really to distance yourself from these guys. You've got to push the envelope, man. These guys are so close, man. 1 through 10 is really, really close, and these dudes are pushing the pace really big time.
Well, your winner in qualifying, bringing 5 points into this one, was Chris McCluggage. He's up boat number 30.
Yep.
And he had a 1:21.05.
Yeah, man, to have that kind of a lap speed, it'll be interesting to see if you can give us some of the lap times as those start coming in. If we get that on the screen, it'll be cool to see how close they are to their qualifying times. This water is way different than when they were out there before. This gives you a real good vantage point of the distance between them. Landis carved that buoy really close. He's staying close to that top 3. You just got to stay connected. Don't lose sight of them. You got to be ready for when the lappers start causing issues, and you can step up into the pack.
That's it. That's when you take advantage. As we take a look, a great shot down there, that sweeper where we've kind of got a blind spot where they go around the cruise ships down there on the right-hand side of the track.
Man, I think that's Daly here step into the inside here. He's somebody to watch here as this race wears on. I think his lines really lend to moving through the pack as people start to wear down a bit.
And you can see Tori right now with about a 2-second advantage over Daly. And Daly coming in, with a head full of steam. I mean, he took the win, like I said, back just a couple of weeks ago.
Man, Landis is really feeling the pressure right now.
Landis out there with the white helmet.
Yep, that looks like McCluggage on his butt right now. He just bobbled a little bit going into that sweeper, so that's something you got to watch there. What's going to happen there between Mac and Landis? And then there's Dustin right behind them, hanging in there. This is going to be cool to see as this unfolds. You got Mac and Dustin, 2 of the greatest that ever lived that strap on a wetsuit. This is awesome, man.
Well, the cool thing is they haven't been on the same team for 20 years, and now they're on the same team with Broward Motorsports.
To say that is just something awesome for Sam Nemi and that company, Broward Motorsports, to bring them together. The program they put on the water is just unreal.
So you got Snyder actually in front of Daly. We've got Daly out in front on our board here, so maybe we can get that switched around. And then you got Landis back there in 3rd, McCluggage in 4th, Dustin Farthing in 5th, Jimmy Wilson in 6th, Sophie Francis in 7th, Herminio Iantosca in 8th, Thomas Favaloni from France back there in the 9th spot, and Devin Farthing in the 10th place.
Wow, I think Devin's going to come on late in this race. He has that FX Yamaha hull, which is a little bit slower than the GP hull, but that just means it's going to hook up a little bit better as this race wears on. Man, these guys riding through this glare, the way the water is, it takes away a little bit of the difference in where you can see the waves when it's got a glare like that. It's tough to see. Sometimes you can hit a peak and it can throw you a little one way or another. I don't think that's bothering Tori at all right there. As you can see how calm he is on the boat. Body's not flopping around a lot. It's staying smooth. Boat looks like it's not being disturbed that much. That's the way to do it.
Well, your race leader with a minute 39.27 lap time.
Man, Daly is closing up on him. I think he's going to really push this. His lines look really good. If you watch Daly, he rounds them out perfect. I wonder if that's a little bit of the family blood with the car racing background. It's just changing the way a line might be perceived of which way it should be actually ran.
Yeah, I got to see his father, Derek Daly, at the big party over at Atlantis last night. Good stuff.
Man, those guys are really ripping right now. Their pace is unreal. You still got McCluggage there behind Landis. You can see him on the right side of the feed. Now we're panning down to here to, wow, look at that backdrop of Atlantis in the background. Welcome us here, and then being part of the show here on the first moto. Man, it looks like Tori lost a little drive there. You can see his boat really start to get disturbed on that side there, and Daly's starting to pull up on him.
So again, Snyder out in front. Lap time last time around was a 1:41.12, and that means, you know, that stuff is kicking up. We're getting a lot of reverb off the seawall right here in front of us. Plus, we've also got boats. We got a marina just across from us, and then we've got boats coming in and out underneath the bridge. So these guys are getting all kind of crossways.
Yeah, but this is kind of stuff I liked. I personally like this cross chop more than a timeable wave, because here you can just grip and rip and let it go, and it's just about who has the biggest guts, you know. It's who can stand the throttle the longest going in the corner. I'd much rather it be that than this bigger sets. I like this cross chop.
Looking back here at third place, Chris Landis, boat number 201, sponsored by Riva Motorsports, still ahead of McCluggage, and that's a surprise right there.
Yeah, I think that's really awesome to see him holding him off. That just means Landis's pace is really getting up there, and just I think Max still got some warming up to do after not being on a Yamaha for a while.
Well, we're looking at your race leaders right now. That is Tori Snyder that you're seeing on screen, and Daly trying to chase him down as they get ready to go through the front straightaway.
He's really working those lines. That kid does not leave any line, no stone unturned. If it's an outside or an inside, that kid's going to find it out. Here comes Landis. Oh, man, it's so good because you can actually see the first through fifth there, and that shot you could see all the way back to fifth. You've got about a 10 or 12-second lead there, it looked like, going back to fifth place.
Snyder that time shaving 7 seconds off of his last lap time.
Wow.
A 1:34.55.
There must have been some real water disturbance on that lap before that everybody encountered. You'll see Daly stepping that line way out wide, so he's carrying that speed a little deeper into that corner coming off the front straightaway. And you just that's what the thing is, don't lift, man. If you want to catch a guy like Tori, you're not lifting. He's standing every line. If you look at him, he's always outside, always outside. That's him just carrying speed at this point because he knows that's the only way he's going to be able to catch him is stay on the top end of that power.
Tori doing a little trash talking a little earlier today, talking about he's got his Lucky Island wetsuit on.
Oh, yeah. Last time he wore that wetsuit, I think the boys were making fun of him a little bit. Last time he wore those wetsuit, he won in the Cayman. So that's a lucky wetsuit. And it looks like it might get him another dub here in the first race.
That's right. Took that win at Jet Around. Nice $15,000 payday.
Wow, man. Is that really how much it is?
That's really how much it was.
Look at this, man. Tori's just really laying it down, and Christian's staying connected, man. This is going to be a good race.
Yeah, Tori Snyder once again out of Bradenton, Florida.
This will show you why during those qualifiers we're only a couple tenths separating these guys when they're running their top. It's like Daly had some boat problems in that first moto or for qualifier, so he didn't get a chance to really lay down a fast time.
And you can see 3 through 5 coming in right there.
Your top 3 guys are all guys that did not get the extra points for the qualifying. So that should be really cool. There's going to be a really interesting setup after they add those scores in and what really happens since your top 3 guys did not get the extra points. I see Jimmy just going by here on the front straightaway too.
Landis still hanging steady there in third. McCluggage in fourth. Jimmy Wilson has in fifth place, and looks like Sophie Francis has moved up into sixth.
I think we've got a battle. These guys are all closing on the screen. Those guys that you just, guys and gals, sorry about that you just announced are really closing up. Sophie's bringing that 6th spot up, and they're raising the bar there. 6 is closing up to the top 3.
Yeah, Sophie out there on boat number 911, and you can see the view that we're getting here, a lot of glare that we've got. And there's Sophie right there.
Oh, no, it looks like we might have Dustin here on the shoreline pulling in. That's tough luck, man. Here at the World Championship, only having 3 races to lock up a championship. If you get a dead moto where you don't get anything, it's just really tough to come back from that.
Well, you know, his son Devin was talking trash to him in the hotel room last night, saying, "Dad, I beat you in Havasu. I can beat you here."
Is that him? Yeah, that looks like Dustin.
Yep, that's number 79 right there.
So we got Ben Mattel here on the Sea-Doo stepping out of the race line on the left side of the track. That did slow him down a little bit. So Tori is now closed up. Mac has got by Landis at some. Oh, Landis must have had some boat problems. I don't see him anymore. So we've got Tori, Daly battling. This is Mattel, who is a lapper. You got Mac.
So Mac has moved up into third.
And then here is, I think that's one of the Cayman riders there in the 5th spot. Landis did fall back there. He must have had some kind of issue. That's heartbreaking for him. To be able to get up into that top couple, something must have went wrong there on that last lap when everybody bunched up over that side. When that drone shot was up above, we kind of lost some of the what was going on between those guys because there was so much spray, but something must have happened.
Well, we're about a third of the way through this one. We've got 11:04 up here unofficially.
Wow, man. I love Christian's line here. He's trying everything. You'll notice, look, they're about to cross back by each other. How different their lines are. Christian's running about a half a mile more of track, but he's staying up with them right now. Man, that Dean's team boat is absolutely stretching his legs. Tim Judge did the prop. I mean, the setup is dialed with these guys. The team that they have working on this boat of mechanics and builders, it's just, you see what happens when you get a good team behind you.
That's it. Judge Motorsports always doing a great job. There's the 105 of Daly.
Yeah, from Broward Motorsports. I mean, he looks so smooth and so confident. I love his ability to be adaptable, right? You don't want to be locked into any one given line because then what happens when you have somebody to pass? You can't use that line. So you want to just be you want to be malleable when you go to inside, outside. It doesn't affect you either way you go.
I want to know what they're putting in the water up there in Indiana because we just seen Finland's Daly up there. He's from Carmel, Indiana.
Yeah, man, that's crazy to think about. Maybe those big lakes up there got something to them and training in them.
I heard it might be a little bit of that Ignite racing fuel, that corn-fed stuff.
I heard there might be a few people using that Ignite fuel here as well as VP. Man, this is such a cool shot as they approach this cruise ships here. Can you imagine sitting up there and just watching these guys battle it out? It'd be really cool to watch.
Sitting out on your balcony, having a toddy.
Yeah, that's how it goes, huh?
And you can see them going past the cruise ships right now. I think we got like 4 or 5 of them down here.
Man, he's hanging out. You see him check over his shoulder just as he turned that corner. Yes, he's still there, Tori. Get going, man. He is leashed to you right now.
Yeah, never look behind you because you're not going that way.
Yeah, Christian's just hanging right there. It's cool to see him do that with the water the way it is. It's chopping up in front of him. He's got a dirty water because of the wake from Tori, but they're still just riding their butts off, man.
Yeah, it seemed like Tori got a lot faster last year. He said that his father used to have trailer talks with him.
I bet you a trailer talk with Troy would be one that would make you grow up no matter who you are.
Definitely. Going to put hair on your chest, that's for sure.
Papa Snyder would make you feel a little hair on your chest. Yes, sir. Here comes Tori, man. He's looking so good. Taking this left back onto the straightaway here. That was a phenomenal corner, but Christian just won't go away, man. That Broward Motorsports boat is just, it's dialed. I'd like to see this footage from his GoPro on the top of his helmet. He's been seeing Tori's butt this whole time. I mean, just to watch his lines afterwards, that's what's actually really good too. For these guys that have the GoPro on top of their helmet, they can go back and research what the guy in front of them were doing the whole time, rewatch that, do a little change here. It's kind of like watching film at a halftime of a football game. These guys can make some different adjustments in the second moto.
Well, you look at the top 2 already down at the bottom right-hand side of the track. And I'm not,
oh, no, it looks like... Is this Mac here coming towards us with a little bit of boat issues?
Yeah, it looked like he had boat issues as he was coming around this chicane right here in front of us.
That was another Broward Motorsports boat that's about to go by him. Is that Jimmy?
Yes, it is. That's Jimmy Wilson.
Yeah, so Jimmy's about to make that pass up into third. Mac might be having some issues there. Look at this 3 wide coming off that side straight. Wow, man. Christian he's running, I'm telling you, he's running a quarter-mile more track every lap, and he's staying with Tori just because of his lines, how much speed he's carrying. If Tori could open up his lines a little bit, I think he might be able to pull away from him.
It looked like Ramjeet had just made a pass right here in front of us as well. As we go back out to your race leader here. 110, Tori Snyder. We haven't given Tori a nickname yet. We got to give Tori a nickname.
He might. Those got to come natural. So we got to start just to see what comes up.
Okay, you got it.
Data Slugger. So what's he gonna be?
Well, he was Slug Junior. Man,
what a corner.
He ain't racing like a slug out there.
No, he is not. There's no slug in this game, man. He actually put a little distance between him and Christian this lap. You can see as we watch the shot of that lapper coming through the front straightaway, he actually probably almost doubled the distance between him. This glare is getting worse and worse here for us, so I can only imagine what it's like for the riders as they turn off this left coming onto the straightaway and look directly into the glare. This looks like it might be Arminio coming up here, and this is a battle for third here with McCluggage. They are going at whatever was going on with McCluggage's boat is cleared up, or he's just messing with. Oh! But look, that missed buoy happened at the perfect time because now he can come directly to this buoy here and pick up the penalty buoy. So Jimmy did not get penalized too much by that. It was almost like McCluggage was messing with him a little bit there. There might be something going on with that boat because there's no way he intentionally slowed down that much.
And we are halfway through this one as the green flag is waving down there on the beach.
I wonder what the rules are on catching that penalty buoy there on the same lap that you missed the buoy. I'd like to know what the rule book says about that.
Well, I think that you have to hit it on the same lap, and he hit it before he came through the checkered buoy, so I would imagine that'll be legal, that'll be acceptable.
Oh, what a tough. You see it there. He went to make that pass on the inside. He thought he had the room, but McCluggage slowed down a lot more than he thought he was. I think that was definitely boat problems that did that.
Or McCluggage just wanted to hit the brakes and play with him a little bit.
Yeah, if you're doing that at this point, man, that's. But I guess if you want to put him back further away from you, the way to do that is get him to get the penalty boat. See, Tori's lines are so tight on the buoy. What a great move, man. Christian closed it up. He caught about a half second off the lead there that lap, I would say.
Yeah, Snyder that last lap with a minute 38.47. Not the same that we've seen in qualifying this morning. These guys were doing, a minute
121s,
20,
yeah, 17 seconds off. That's a big difference, man. You're lifting. You probably didn't lift at all in the 121 on the throttle. You're lifting on the throttle quite a bit now, just between getting away from lappers, the water. Things change.
So Daly about 2 seconds off the pace now.
Here's McCluggage here.
McCluggage and Wilson still going at it.
Yeah,
right down the front straightaway.
Wilson's about to close back up what he lost on that penalty buoy last lap.
And great work from our camera guys getting that shot on the screen for you. You can see just how close they are. And McCluggage will hit the brakes. Wilson will come right up on him. And then McCluggage will hit the brakes. And Wilson will be right there again.
I think that might be a little old pump coming from Father Time there. And not being in racing all year, just catching up a little bit. A little forearm pump makes you a little less excitement with the throttle. Slow down pulling it when you enter the corner. You're a little bit slower going in.
Well, he was talking to you during the interview a little earlier this morning after the qualifier. He said, I hope that I can still hang on to the boat for 30 minutes.
You heard how he was breathing. I wasn't going to say anything to him because he's a legend, but, man, he was huffing and puffing for 2 laps. He's still doing great, man. He's dialed in here with Broward Motorsports. I mean, the setup of the boat, the crew that he has behind him, that team is just – they're built for championship. And there's a reason that Christian's right there, that Mac's right there, and it's because their team's behind them. It's just like Tori and Snyder built and Dean's team, all of them together. They come together to put a great program together. And it's not just the rider. It's not just the equipment. You see McCluggage here. It's everything coming together, all the pieces. It's an individual sport, but it's not.
And McCluggage right now about 30 seconds off the pace being thrown down by Snyder.
I don't know how many times in his career he's ever been down 30 seconds. You'll notice him slow way down there. I think that's definitely forearm pump that's happening right there. We're going to say that there's something wrong with the boat maybe afterwards just so we don't talk about the forearm pump.
Right, and there's Wilson still trying to chase him down. That's his teammate.
See, oh, man, Jimmy, go to the outside, man. Go to the outside, Jimmy. What's the point of trying to make that pass on the inside? He's going half speed in the corner.
I think Jimmy's having an affair with that buoy.
Jesus, man. Like, why would you do that? Do you want to lose the there's a championship on the line, and that is not the spot to make that move like that.
Yeah, you got to pick and choose. You got to have your composure,
man,
just like we were talking about that last race.
You can see that McCluggage is letting off on every corner. Like, chill, relax. You're not going to get him in a straightaway. You're going to get him in a corner, and it's probably going to be an outside out in, not an in. I doubt you can pass McCluggage with an inside.
Well, McCluggage is going to slam that door shut. He's not going to leave the door open.
Exactly. Go to the outside, sweep him. He's talented enough to get around him at this point, especially with the conditioning he's built up over the year of racing.
Snyder last time around, a minute 38.37, so he's staying pretty consistent with his lap times.
Yeah, he really is, man. He's really dialed in. He's being really technical about this race, and, I mean, he looks like he's doing the same thing every lap.
As those guys pull way out ahead of the rest of the pack, Tori Snyder and Christian Daly.
We got the camera on Jimmy right now, running up. I would almost bet you that he will not go inside again on this corner. Let's hope that he steps it outside and he will make that pass. He's actually going to get him on this apex here. Watch this. He's going to get him on the sweeper. Stay to the outside. Quit going to the inside, Jimmy.
Almost side by side.
He doesn't like passing. he doesn't. Is this a stand-up thing?
Well, I don't know. They're both they're teammates.
Yeah, I
Maybe
know.
They're pushing each other.
Yeah, but man, it's you got to stay to the outside.
Well,
that's got to be a stand-up thing. He's so used to riding stand-ups and making the pass on the inside. I think maybe it doesn't. I don't understand.
Well, for the first time in 3 laps, he didn't hit that buoy.
Yeah, that's good. Here he is. You can see perfectly here on the there. He went to the inside outside. There was the good line there. He's going to drive by him. It looks like he might get McCluggage here on the straightaway.
As they head toward the cruise ships. McCluggage.
I slamming the door again.
Yep.
Just get to the outside, man.
Slows it down.
This is like the same play over. This is like running a quarterback sneak and getting stuffed every time. Like, quit running it. It's not going to work.
Again, it's almost like he's racing in his pump watch.
Yeah, man. Like he's so much faster right now. There he goes.
There he goes to the inside.
There we go. Finally, McCluggage drifts wide, and it worked. Oh, no. He's going to drive back by him.
That's your battle for third right there, folks.
Now, Jimmy got him. All right. Now we're going to watch Jimmy close on these guys because I think Jimmy might be the fastest guy on the track, but he refused to pass McCluggage, so now he's got a lot of work to do.
Oh, yeah. He's still about 30 seconds.
Yeah,
he's 30 seconds away from your race leader.
I guarantee if he gets a better start next moto, he will be up there. He's riding faster than anyone on the track right now. That's another Broward boat, by the way, too. Another Broward Motorsports boat going up that fast.
Top 4 are Broward Motorsports boats right now.
You know one name we haven't heard is Arminio Iantosca. Do you know where he's at in the race?
Yeah, Iantosca currently running 7th, and he is on lap 7. He's down a lap right now.
It's tough here, man. When you get a bad start, this water just doesn't lend to making a lot of moves because of it being so like a nice cross chop. Everybody can moderately ride in it, so it's really tough to come back from a bad start.
And there's the 300 of Jimmy Wilson once again, originally from Hebron, Ohio, now makes his home in North Carolina.
It looks like McCluggage just got another partner here. We got Devin running up behind him. This is a great shot here. They look great, man. Coming down that side race. Can't tell who that is there.
Looked like it might have been Snyder.
Yeah, still Tori out there in front.
Snyder.
He looks good, man. Head smooth, body's bouncing, boat's dancing underneath him. That's something I always like. Let the boat do what it wants underneath you, but keep your body calm and stay down into the seat. Keep that low center of gravity, and then you can just let the boat do whatever it wants to.
He's also sponsored by Snyderbuild Construction. Not a lot of people know what Snyderbuild is, but it's a construction company down there in South Florida.
They build some beautiful homes, beautiful communities. They do really great work. Man, these guys are laying it down right now. We're about to have a real battle. Here it goes. That's Christian stepping to the inside. Let's see if he can set up Tori for this pass here. So he's going to step to go outside here. Oh, man. So you notice he crossed the wake right away. So now he's on the outside of Tori's wake because he knows that this lapper might close down on him. Look at how much wider Christian is here in this shot. He's running a completely different line. Tori's going to start checking throttle here.
Yeah, but he's going to have to cross through the chop, and that's going to slow him down.
Yeah, that was definitely a close call. He couldn't quite get that pass completed there before that buoy.
But he's right there. I think Tori knows that he's right there, too. And Christian is hungry.
Yes. Oh, there's Christian again, drifting wide on that buoy. Man, there's got a lot of lappers mixing it up in there. This is going to get really interesting. Tori's trying to make all these passes he can on the straightaway before a corner. You've got to get by the lapper before you get to a corner so you don't have to run their pace through the corner.
Right. You never know. Either they can push you wide or push you into the buoy. A lot of things could happen. You want to get them on that straightaway.
And you might be only quickly chopping the throttle every corner, like a quick break of the throttle. That lapper may be coasting with the throttle open. So you got a guy going 40 while you're trying to do 70. It's not a very good recipe for success. Man, Tori looks good on this boat. This is a great first moto for him. I would have liked to see him do a little bit better. I thought he would do a little bit better in the qualifying. Maybe some stuff happened, but the boat is definitely set up for this. Here comes Christian. He's still knocking on that door.
Yep, and Tori's got a lapper in front of him as they get ready to come down the front straightaway. That's where you'll find your leader and the back marker, as well as Daly. Daly not letting him out of his gun sights. Daly is right there.
Yeah, he's not going to let him get disconnected from him. He's really trying to push the pace here late in the race. Looks like we're approaching 16 minutes, 16,
No.
halfway into the race.
No, I'm
getting
well
close.
over halfway.
Oh, yeah.
I know, but we're well over halfway.
Oh, just
that's,
over.
That's the time.
Gotcha.
That's 3:38.
Cool. They look great going down that side straight there.
We'll see if I can't get our production crew to get our lap times back up here again. We can give you the distance between all of our riders.
What a corner there by Tori. Tori stuffed it a little bit, and Christian was able to swing it wide. You'll notice now, look, he closed it back up, but he's in that lapper's whitewater. That's a tough line to be taken for Christian. He's going to come back outside. Oh, man, he is closing on him. He is creative. Christian, you can't, that dude will try anything, man.
Yeah, he's definitely not afraid.
He's like, here, let's see if going 100 yards this way will work. Nope, didn't work. 100 yards this way.
Let's try this. So once again, looks like we're closing on 27 minutes unofficially.
Wow, okay, so we're getting really close to the end of the race, okay.
And what a great race this has been for Tori Snyder and Christian Daly, really putting on a clinic out there.
They're about to put Eric Lagopoulos down a lap. Eric Lagopoulos is no slouch, won so many championships in the sport in personal watercraft racing. To see him out there and them about to put him a lap down, that just shows the speed that these guys, oh no, Tori went a little wide there.
Daly had to drive right through his whitewater, got a little lost when he also went a little wide.
Man, look at that glare for these guys heading back into that sun like that. That's nuts. You're gonna see, there's no, like, how do you tell where the water's at? Here, we're gonna watch this.
Go back and take a look.
Man, he came so close here.
Woo! And you'll see him making the pass.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Great job there by Daly. As we go back to our live action here at Nassau Harbor. Great to be here at Atlantis, Paradise Island in the Bahamas.
Man, look at that corner there. That was a sweet. He cut a lot of distance off there. Daly did that time.
I think again, Snyder can feel the heat.
Yeah, he knows he's there. He's checking his shoulder. He knows where he's at. But it looks like he might have gapped him a little bit this lap. Going to make for an interesting couple end of laps here to get through this moto.
Taking a look at Daly right there. Still with the pole in the water, trying to reel in that leader, Tori Snyder.
Looks like Christian's about to have Slugger Senior about in his way, too, as soon as they get by these guys.
Hey, Daly, he just rides so smooth. From what I understand, he's a beast in the gym, works out every day, runs every day.
Where's Tori at? Oh, he made the pass. Christian is actually in the lead right now. He made the pass, so Christian's coming back straight towards us. Tori's just behind him. It must have been a pass on the other side of the course where we can't see. Wow, so we got a new leader. You'll notice Dustin Farthing there just off the pace. So Christian, all the freaking efforts that man made, tried everything. I think that's the difference between teammates. If they're teammates, Jimmy and Christian need to get together and talk through this, because what Christian was doing here, we're going to get another look at it. So he just drove by him, huh?
Just drove right by him.
Wow, something must have happened there. That's interesting to think about. I would like to see Jimmy and Christian to get together, because if Jimmy would have had some of those lines earlier on, I think he could have made it around Mac.
Well, interesting race here, how things are kind of playing out. Daly earning this one.
Yeah, man, he's going to have to, just to be able to close up on that. And I think, did Daly get any of the extra points there in the qualifying? Or no, he had boat issues, so he's got to get this W. If he wants to make up, he's got to really, if he somehow wins this championship without any of the points from the bonus, man.
Well, neither he nor Snyder got points in the bonus round.
That just shows you he who is fastest on one lap is not always fastest.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Just because you're fast by yourself out there for a lap don't mean you're fast with 19 of your friends.
I'm not going to lie, I would have fit real well into that one lap time trial stuff.
Me too, because that's about all I can handle. Really?
No.
There's a Ian Tosca coming by the start-finish line, and we were wondering where Ian Tosca was. It looks like he is currently running in 7th position.
I may have to take back what I said because because here comes Tori right here. They were lapping a Broward boat. So here, let's watch this time on the screen. We might be able to see this because that's D-Mac in front of Tori. So I apologize. That looks like Christian is still behind Tori there. So they're coming up on lappers. A white flag. This is going to get interesting on the last lap.
So Snyder, race leader.
Yeah, he's still in the lead. I thought that must have been D-Mac that was just in front of him there. I made a mistake on calling him.
Daly, McCluggage.
Man, look at this battle. This is all your lead pack going there. And this is a lot of lappers to be navigating this late in the race. Wow, look at this.
Especially on the white flag.
Man, it looks great. This is the pass back. Wow. Man, that's so nuts to see him drag by him. I wonder how he had that much of a drive going by that.
Well, a little bit of strength, a little bit of mental fitness there at the end of the race.
Yeah, that, and I think the boat was just really hooked up well to get that kind of a drive by that. Man, he looks good. He looks like exactly how he looked on the first lap. Both those guys do. I mean, it doesn't look. I'm going to get a chance to hear how they're breathing coming off the track and see if they're even winded because it doesn't really look like they are. They're putting D-Mac a lap down there. It looked like with Christian going by him from D-Mac Racing. Christian's starting to bobble around a little bit. I think as much effort as he put into this race, trying to change lines and stuff, he's probably a little more tired out than most people. Because he literally is running more track than anybody, how much he's trying different things. Wow, here we go.
Coming down to the finish.
This is Landis coming into the front straightaway here. He's got one more lap to go, and it looks like, wait. So it looks like
105 Daly.
Did he get back by him again on this left side of the track, huh? Wow, what a finish to this race. I mean, to battle that long, that hard. Wow, we'll have to wait for the official results to run in. I got to tell you, man, that was one of the best rides I've ever watched there. To be able to battle like that and to be rewarded with actually getting it done on the last lap, man. And, dude, it doesn't get any better than that.
A tough break there for Tori Snyder. And, okay. Tim's going to go down, and he's going to talk to our winner, who we have is Daly. Christian Daly up here. Again, while the rest of the riders are coming in, we'd like to say a very special thanks to SBT, that's Short Block Technologies, our title sponsor here with P1 Aquacross in 2022 season.
Yeah, these last few riders coming through here, you get that shot of Christian there with the drone, man. Just the feeling that he has right now to be able to finish that race with the effort that he put into it. It's just got to be a great feeling, man.
Yeah, I'd like to take a look at that GoPro that he has.
Yeah, I think that's going to have some really good footage on it. And it's going to just show how crazy he is with his lines.
Again, you can see the camaraderie there between those two, high-fiving each other.
Yep.
You know, it was a great race. And, you know, if you're Tori, you really can't be disappointed because Christian earned it.
Yeah, he did. He pushed the envelope the whole race. Tori rode a great race too, so it's just the luck of the draw, you know?
So taking a look there at our winner, Christian Daly out of Carmel, Indiana, sponsored by Broward Motorsports. So Tim's going to go down there and present a medal to our winner, Christian Daly. Glad everybody is hanging in there, watching on the P1 Aquacross live stream. While Tim's going down there, I'd just like to remind everybody that we're going to probably take a short break after this and come back with the final race of the day, which will be our 300 Enduro. As Tim is working his way down there, everybody congratulating each other on being heroes of the universe. We take a look at D-Mac there, boat number 30. That's McCluggage's boat, all down there in the pits. And we're waiting to bring our race winner up here down in front of the stage. Again, we'll be starting tomorrow right around noontime, folks. I'm sure that there'll be a post out on the P1 Aquacross page. Just check your schedule. As Daly works his way down here to the front of the stage, he's saluting the crowd, saluting all the VIPs. And boy, I'll tell you what, hats off to that kid. He earned it. And I'm sure he's got a proud father. His father, Derek, hanging out with us last night. His mother, Beth, hanging out with us. As Christian salutes the crowd, and you can see him waving to everybody. A very, I'll tell you what, very talented racer, but just a good kid off the track. So he's got some friends down here. He's got some friends down here in the pits that he's yelling at. Gotta love it. This has been race number 1 of the Pro Enduro. And Christian's going to hop off of his boat and jump off here. And unfortunately, we don't have no audio for him talking to Tim. Our wires just ain't long enough. So here comes Christian, and we'll send it down to Tim here momentarily. Once again, we'd like to say a special thanks to all of you for watching in on the P1 Aquacross World Championships here at Nassau, Bahamas, the Atlantis. It's the place to be this weekend, and you can tell this kid is excited. Coming up here, high-fiving his friends, and we'll send it down to Tim Ducat right now.
Wow, that's all I have to say, Christian, man. I know you've got to be pumped. We were up here watching the battle. What happened there? What happened to get that pass? We couldn't really see.
Well, to be honest, I didn't see it. I honestly had no clue that he was still there. I thought he did more than just pull his lantern. I thought he might have had a mechanical, so right there was a mistake, but I saw him go by, and I was like, you know what? It's time to put the hammer down.
Oh, wow, so you didn't know he was still there the first time. So there was 2 lead exchanges. Because of the glare and all the lappers, it was really hard to see what was going on. That second time when you drove back by him, how'd that feel?
It felt good. I mean, we had some traffic that held both of us up, I would say, but I just picked some different lines. I saw where he wasn't, and I tried to execute the best I could at those positions, and then I got him.
That's something we saw in the live stream from the drone footage. You were trying everything. Is that something you work on where you just don't care? Whatever's fast is fast.
Yeah, no. I was speaking to the team actually about this with the qualifications and then going to the race. It's tough when you really don't have somebody to measure. If you've got somebody to measure up, you can say, okay, this is where I think I'm a little bit better than he is, and then he's better than me elsewhere. So I just executed on that, and then we ended up getting the job done.
Man, it was awesome. You were the one person that we were talking about. You could really see that you were trying to just be adaptable with what was going on. So great stuff. Is there any sponsors you want to thank?
Yeah, I mean, the team, Broward Motorsports Racing. I moved to Florida. It's been since February, and I didn't really realize the amount of work and effort that goes into these boats. And honestly, being more a part of that and trying to be as hands-on as I can, it's just unbelievable. I mean, the hats off to them, and then Judge Motorsports, he does unbelievable with the whole setup of our boat. Career Motorsports, we've got ridiculous tunes, boats, all in all, it's absolutely on fire.
Awesome, man. Great to see you win that first moto. Let's see what happens in Moto 2.
All right, thank you, Christian, and thank you, Tim Ducat. Well, once again, folks, we're going to be right back. We hope everybody will tune in for our final amateur endurance race here from Nassau, Bahamas. I'd like to say thanks to all of you for checking us out, and we've got one more. We're not finished yet, so we'll be back in just a couple of moments.
Welcome to the world-famous Daytona Beach on Florida's Atlantic coast for the 4th round of the Aquacross Championship. We're getting close to the end of the season, so the intensity is ramping up, the action heating up, as every point matters in the quest for the overall championship. In Daytona, we'll see lots of action, lots of drama, intense competition, rain, sun, and of course all the thrills and spills of aquacross racing. Daytona has a famous long sandy beach and is also the birthplace of NASCAR. Daytona Beach is known for the Daytona International Speedway, host of the legendary Daytona 500. The Hard Rock Hotel is one of the sponsors of this year's race in Daytona Beach, with the action taking place right in front of the hotel. All of the riders received a warm and friendly welcome and thoroughly enjoyed their stay at the Hard Rock Hotel. Daytona, we've got another field stacked with talent. The Pro Class has 22 riders and 21 riders make up the field in the AM class. Let's take a look at some of the Pro riders to look out for in Daytona. James Wilson picked up the win in Michigan City and now sits at the top of the Pro Enduro Championship standings. He's got his eyes on another win in Daytona Beach.
I didn't expect to be where I am right now, just because the competition's so stiff, but I had a lot of things go my way. Michigan City, the water conditions were absolutely amazing for me. I love when it's crazy rough, and Saturday was awesome. And we just kept rolling a win into another win, into an overall, and now we're in Daytona, and I'm excited to go try to, stay on top.
Second place in the standings is Dustin Farthing. You can never count out the veteran Farthing. He's going to be a threat in any race.
Yeah, Daytona's a good race site. I've raced here for the last 30 years, and I've spent a lot of time on this water. It's good conditions, and it's a good place to race.
In third place in the standings, it's Erminio Iantosca, last year's champion, who had problems in Michigan City and couldn't take a podium spot there. Now he's looking for a win in Daytona to stay in the hunt for the championship.
We're fighting some boat issues and stuff, but we figured it out. That's part of racing. Still sitting, good in points, so right there towards the top, and gonna try to go out, get some good starts, ride smart, and hopefully take over back the points lead and lead into the final round in St. Pete with the lead.
There's a host of other contenders for this race. The likes of Tori Snyder, Devin Farthing, Christian Daly, and names like Camden Powell, Vanjie Ramji, Dennis Mack, and Christopher Landis will all be hoping to have a big say in who picks up the points in Daytona Beach.
We're good. We went to Poland in between these two rounds and raced in Poland and had a good time. Rebuilt our skis, got them all freshed up for these last two rounds, and super excited and ready to finish the championship off strong.
We've got a long course here in Daytona, which will prove to be a real test for the riders. We can expect conditions to change throughout each of the three races. Sometimes it'll be flat, sometimes rough, but always a massive test.
Daytona's always a good round. We're here at a different month, so the water conditions are a little bit different. That's a little bit flatter. We were hoping for it to be pretty rough, but still, I think the boats are going to be set up awesome. I'm ready to go, so I think Daytona is really going to show who's been training, whose boats are ready to roll. So I think it's going to be awesome.
Racing gets underway here at the Daytona Beach round of the AquaCross Championship, and we'll start with race 1 in the AM class. Jay Fidlinson, Muad Salih, Enrique Chia and Jason Williams are all battling hard for the lead. Muad Salih gets to the front and is trying to put some distance on the rest of the field. Number 618, Trey Williams, also looks to be having a good day here in race 1 in Daytona Beach. Jay Finlayson is going through the gears though and is really catching up with the race leader. Finlayson passes Sally and gains first position. Finlayson is really building that gap back to Sally and is working hard to protect his top position. In the battle for third spot, Jason Williams is protecting the position well. And the checkered flag is out and Finlayson comes through and wins the race. In the AM200 race, the win goes to number 13, Sam Nemi. Riders are ready for race 1 for the pros. We get the green flag and the race is underway. It's such a beautiful sight to see all of those riders lined up at the start and ready to battle for the whole shot. It's number 1, Erminio Ian-Tosca, who grabs the lead early on. Sanjay Ramjeet passes Ian-Tosca though and is now the race leader with Christopher Landis in third. Ian-Tosca, Dustin Farthing and Landis are battling tightly for the second spot. Christopher Landis is just slightly ahead though. Landis looks like he's managed to wrestle control of second spot, but it's Ramjeet who still leads the race. And Ramjeet is putting on a masterclass here, and he's really putting the distance between himself and his main rivals here in race 1. James Wilson is behind Dustin Farthing, who's currently in 5th place. Dustin Farthing is starting to catch up with Ian-Tosca, but Ian-Tosca is doing a great job of protecting that second spot. Number 300, James Wilson is behind Ian-Tosca, but now Dustin Farthing passes Wilson and is getting closer to Ramjeet in first. Ramjeet is still the leader though, and he has a healthy gap on the rest of the field. Can he hold on to that lead throughout the rest of this race? What a battle we've got between Ian-Tosca and Dustin Farthing. Who's going to come out on top of that one? Looks like an issue here for Christian Daly. He slows to a stop, but thankfully for him, he manages to get going again. The hard work pays off for Dustin Farthing as he catches Ian-Tosca, makes the pass and grabs second spot. Now James Wilson passes Ian-Tosca and moves into third position. Problem here for Ian-Tosca. Looks like he's got an issue with the ski and is out of the race. He just has to watch as Landis rides past him. But now Landis has a problem. He stops but later manages to continue on, but he's lost his 4th position. Just to add to the drama here in Daytona Beach, heavy rain has rolled in, making conditions extremely tough out on the circuit. Because of that heavy rain, the red flag is out to bring race 1 to an end due to the weather conditions. But officially, the race will count because 70% of the race was completed, so Sanjay Ramjeet gets first, Dustin Farthing second, and James Wilson third.
I felt really good, boats really fast, handling great. You know, DMAT Racing, Dean's team Yamaha is really hooking up out there and doing what it needs to do. I'm just keeping it pinned to the handlebars and doing as best as I can.
Race 2 for the AM class is about to get underway after some heavy Florida rain showers. It's Muad Sally who takes the advantage and he gets into first place. But a huge moment in lap 3 as Sally and Jay Finlayson collide in what looks like a really nasty crash. Unfortunately, that crash has resulted in an injury to Sally. He's broken his leg and has been taken to the hospital. Jay Finlayson thankfully is okay. Due to that crash and the heavy rain, the race has been cancelled for today and it will take place on the following day. And now on to that rescheduled race 2 for the AM class. Jason Williams is the man who will start race 2 in first. But it's Eric Diaz who manages to get into top spot with Jason Williams just behind him. Now we've got a battle for first between Jay Finlayson and Eric Diaz. Jay Finlayson finally manages to get into first position and he is not going to want to give away that top spot. But at the checkered flag, Jay Finlayson hangs on and finishes in first. Eric Diaz is second, Jason Williams third, Joe Johnson fourth, and Trey Williams finishes fifth. In the AM 200 category, Sam Nemi again finished in first.
Feels good. Was out there. It was a little bit rougher than yesterday, but I just kept it together, stayed smooth, and came out in first place.
So everything is set and we are ready to go with race 2 for the pros. James Wilson with a superb start. Dustin Farthing comes from the back and is in a big battle for the whole shot with James Wilson. Torrey Snyder is in the mix as well. He's right behind Wilson. But it's James Wilson who manages to take the whole shot. Wilson still leads the field. Devon Farthing is also not too far back. Daly and Ian Tosca are next to Devon Farthing though. Christian Daly with a nice pass on Dustin Farthing. But Farthing doesn't want to give up that spot and makes a pass and regains the position on the straight. So James Wilson is first and Torrey Snyder is just behind him. Snyder getting up close and personal to Wilson there, but Wilson manages to hold the position and keep Snyder in second for now. But Snyder is starting to find his rhythm here in race 2 and executes the pass on Wilson on the straight. Christian Daly now just behind Wilson and looking for his opportunity to make a pass. Daly's trying to pass Wilson, but Wilson manages to hold on to his place. Devon Farthing looks to have some problems with this ski. He's managed to continue but has lost lots of positions. Disaster for Snyder as his race comes to an end, and that is a real shame for him. Wilson and Daly cruise past the stricken Torrey Snyder. Now we've got a duel for first between Daly and Wilson, but Wilson is doing everything right and holding off the challenge of Daly. We're on to the last lap. It's Wilson in first, Daly in second, Dustin Farthing in third. Come on. And as race 2 comes to an end, it's James Wilson who finished the race in first and picks up the 25 points. Christian Daly is second, Dustin Farthing is third, and Camden Powell finished in fourth.
Really good. Honestly, it's super hot today and it's really rough today. I'm glad the weather, the surf conditions changed, it picked up. This is what I live for. I love this stuff. It's hard. I mean, we have the best of the best out. You got Dustin Farthing, you got Christian Daly, Torrey Snyder, Devon Farthing, Arminio Ariantosco, all these guys, and I'm out here competing with them, and I'm just having fun. I'm here with my kid and my mom and dad, and the whole Broward Motorsports team's like family, and just having fun in life. So can't thank you guys enough for this one.
Now all eyes are set on race 3. Race 3 in the AM class, there's a big battle for the whole shot between Jason Williams and Jay Finlayson. Jason Williams and Jay Finlayson are both working hard to try and get into that top position. Then in the first lap, Jay Finlayson manages to pass number 23, Jason Williams. 207 Matthew Smith and 91 Joe Johnson are both attacking hard and looking for that second spot, but Jason Williams manages to hold them off. Number 91 Joe Johnson manages to pass the 207 bike of Smith and then the number 23 Jason Williams and moves into second, showing great skill. In the AM 200 class, it's Sam Nemi who leads the charge. So it's Jay Finlayson still in first, Joe Johnson in second, and Matthew Smith in third. Trey Williams gets past Smith and moves into third place. After the success in Michigan City, Jay Finlayson makes it 3 race wins in 3 and also picks up the overall here in Daytona Beach. So the results for race 3 in the AM 300 class. First goes to Jay Finlayson, second to Joe Johnson, Trey Williams in third, Tim Hickman in fourth, Matthew Smith in fifth. In the AM 200, the win went to Sam Nemi.
I feel good. I came out with 3 wins in each moto, and I think that's the best thing I could have done.
Absolutely incredible job. Yeah, I never seen anything like it. That Jay was just on fire all weekend long. Like I said, I really never was able to even get close to him. He's come out of the box to never run this offshore surf stuff like this, to come out to a P1 race and win back-to-back and pretty well smoke this field. That's a pretty serious performance. So congratulations to him. Keep up the good work. I'm proud of you, Jay. Pretty impressive run.
The AM 200 overall, first place Sam Nemi, second Kevin Sullivan, and third Johan Ferron. And the final overall for the AM 300, top spot going to Jay Finlayson, second to Eric Diaz, third to Jason Williams, fourth to Joe Johnson, and fifth to Trey Williams. Race 3 for the pros, and it's the decider for the overall here in Daytona Beach. Can Wilson get his second win to grab the overall, or can some of the other names like Dustin and Devin Farthing or Christian Daly find their way into top spot in race 3? The race is on. Dustin Farthing leads, but James Wilson is just behind him. Devin Farthing is struggling towards the back, but it's number 79, Dustin Farthing, who gets the whole shot. Christopher Landis there making the pass on Erminio Iron Tosca. Landis and Iron Tosca make their move and pass James Wilson and Tori Snyder. In first position, it's Dustin Farthing. Second is Landis. Third is Iron Tosca. Devin Farthing finds a really good pace to move towards the front of the race and is now in fourth, chasing Iron Tosca. A little further down, James Wilson in fifth, Daly in sixth, and Tori Snyder in seventh. Christian Daly manages to pass Wilson to move up to fifth place. Iron Tosca and Devin Farthing pass Landis, so now it's Iron Tosca in second, Devin Farthing in third, Landis in fourth. Now Tori Snyder makes a charge and moves past Wilson. He's now in fifth, with Wilson dropping down to sixth. The race leader is still the same. It's number 79, Dustin Farthing. Iron Tosca still has second place. Devin Farthing is just behind him though and trying to catch him. A little further behind, Wilson is still losing positions. Camden Powell gets past him and Wilson is now in 8th position. Devin Farthing has caught a big wave in lap 3 and that's put a temporary halt to him chasing Ian Tosca. A battle is unfolding between Landis and Daly for 4th place, and Daly manages to pass Landis, so now he makes 4th place his own. After Devin Farthing's crash on the wave, Daly is now trying to catch him. Daly manages to pass him, but Farthing is not giving up. He's still pushing hard to stay in 3rd. The Farthing family are on the beach cheering for Devin and giving him great encouragement from the shore. A little further back, Camden Powell manages to pass Landis and Tori Snyder and is now in 5th place. Devin Farthing again manages to pass Daly, and now he sets his sights on Ian Tosca. Snyder has caught up with Camden Powell, but Powell is fast and he's held on to 4th place. Devin Farthing is absolutely flying here and he's managed to pass Ian Tosca. What racing from Farthing! Now in 1st and 2nd, it is the father-son duo of Dustin and Devin Farthing. Tori Snyder has some mechanical problems and unfortunately he can't finish the race. A huge fall for 82 Dent, but thankfully he is okay. The Farthing family are trying to say to Dustin to stay calm. Don't push it too hard. And at the checkered flag, the Farthing family finishes in style. 1st place to Dustin, 2nd to Devin. In 3rd it was Ian Tosca, and 4th goes to Camden Powell. So the race 3 results here in Daytona Beach. 1st to Dustin Farthing, 2nd to Devin Farthing. Erminio Ian Tosca finishes 3rd, Camden Powell 4th, James Wilson 5th. And now the overall results for the pros. With that win in race 3, the overall goes to Dustin Farthing, 2nd to James Wilson, 3rd to Vanjay Ramjeet, 4th to Camden Powell, and 5th to Devin Farthing.
I still beat him. I had to let him get his last win in before he retires. It was a great race. You know, I got a bad start, so I had to work my way from the back, but you know, the rough conditions really helped me out so I could work my way up to 2nd place and finish behind my dad. I felt good. I rode good, got a good start for the first time pretty much this year. I've been kind of sleeping on my starts in the previous, and that one I got a good start and rode good. It was rough, which is conditions that I like, and I was able to go from the whole shot to the win all 30 minutes.
The way in the championship after Daytona Beach is James Wilson. 2nd is Dustin Farthing, and 3rd is last year's winner, Erminio Ian Tosca. We'll see you for the next round in St. Petersburg, Florida.
And Dustin, Vanjie, and Jimmy showing you how they got that full shot.
Man, this is awesome. We're getting set up to watch the third moto here. This is or the second moto of amateur class. This is going to be something fun to watch, man.
Well, I'll tell you, it's no better place to watch it than right here at the Bahamas. And those folks up on them cruise ships got the best seat in the house.
They got an extra ticket that they did not know about. So if Carnival was smart in those cruise ships, they would have been selling this as an upcharge. Hey, there's a personal watercraft race here in Bahamas that you're going to get. It's an extra $40.
Right, exactly. Well, that's just for the taxi.
Yeah, the taxi's here. You better strap in tight.
Good stuff. Good stuff as you see our amateur racers out there on the beach getting ready for race number 2.
Yeah, just these guys here in Paradise Island here with the Nassau and Bahamas, Atlantis, the way they've set it up for us. It's just been such a blessing to be here. I can't believe that I have the opportunity to give my son a second time now to come here again. He's 3 years old. He's already been to the Bahamas twice, Mikey.
Wow, I don't think I got out of Ohio until I was 15.
That's what I was walking around with my wife yesterday, looking at the property, and going through the aquarium and just looking at everything and just talking to her like how lucky we are that we get to give him this experience, how lucky we are to get this experience. I mean, for them to roll out the red carpet like that for us, I mean, it's so unique, to be in a place like this and to say that we're here competing at what we love, what we pour our hearts and soul into. It's awesome, man.
Just taking a look around at the scenery, the sights here on Nassau Harbor. What a beautiful day.
Yeah, man, this wind's died down a little bit. The sun is kind of starting to crest over there. We 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock around here. It's just really settling in. It's a beautiful day. Been great. I am glad we're underneath a tent here on the announcing tower because it would have been brutal announcing. The sun has been beautiful all day, but glad we're underneath a tent.
Taking a look at our 5 cruise ships over there just on our west side as the sun gets ready to come down here in Nassau. Been a great day of racing, been a full day of racing, qualifying. We had all kind of fun stuff going on today, Tim.
Yeah, man, it's been really, really eventful. We've had the qualifying, we've got we had the first moto of amateur, the first moto of pro, the end of that pro race, man. It was so unreal. You guys had the same vantage point we did from at home with how hard that glare was over those skis. But you heard Christian, even himself, the rider, when we interviewed him, he said that he didn't know he got by Tori. It was so much spray and everything. He didn't know, and he kind of relaxed, and the Tori got right back by him. That's why he drove by him in the straightaway.
Yeah, between the spray and the glare, I mean, it's a tough row for them, or tough row to hoe for them guys, and the tough row to hoe for us up here.
Yeah, on the screen right now, you'll see the Port Authority trying to help us with this buoy, get it out of the way. We're going to have to stack another buoy over there. Looks like the course marshals are already doing that. This is going to change the course a little bit for the riders. So this is something you're going to have to pay attention to. That looks like the gap is closed a lot there between those two oranges. So it's almost a little bit smoother of a turn here. And now where you had to apex like really far out towards the bridge, now it's a lot closer to shore. It totally changed the angle coming into the front straightaway.
So stick around, folks. As soon as we get this reset, we'll get our amateur racers off the shoreline and out there on the water. Again, has been a terrific day. Tomorrow, taking a look at the schedule, we're going to do our pro runabout race number 2. That'll be tomorrow morning around 12:30. Actually, tomorrow afternoon around 12:30. That'll be running until 1:30 p.m. Then we'll do our medal presentation down here in front, and then we'll have our final amateur race of the day before we do our award ceremony back here behind us on the main stage. And then tomorrow night, we've got the banquet.
Man, it's going to be so much fun. Celebrating P1, celebrating Nassau. It's just Sunday night's going to be great. It's going to be fun to see who gets awarded with this world championship. I think it's really interesting how the people who won the qualifier didn't win the motos. I mean, in both instances, neither of them won the motos. So that's something that we had to look at, like, where are these points going to fall? I haven't seen updated points yet, so we got to keep our eyes peeled for that. But it's going to make this a lot closer because the guys that finished a little further back have those extra kickers of points, so it's actually going to close that space up a little bit more.
Yeah, in this first 300 race, Jay Finlinson, it was all Jay.
Yeah.
The Jay Trey show.
All Jay, all day.
And then we had Jason Williams come through in 3rd place. So that's the way they stacked up 1 through 3 in race number 1. So again, Finlayson is going to have the bullseye on his back. So he's won the last 11 AquaX races in that amateur enduro class.
I just cannot imagine him not being in the pro class next year. As much domination he's put down. I was nice to see Trey stick close to him in that last moto or that last race, because it really has been difficult for anybody to stay close to him.
All right, folks, we'll be back in just a couple of moments. Let us get this buoy fixed, and we'll be right back at it. So stick around. P1 AquaX coming at you live from Nassau.
Welcome to another episode of AquaX. First we head to Sarasota for races 2 and 3, and then move on to Michigan City for the next round of the series. In Sarasota, races 2 and 3 will be held together with Pro and Am classes, which means it's going to be very busy out on the water.
We start the pros first, and then we'll line up the amateurs behind them, and then we'll start the amateurs in a second row.
Pro Enduro racers get the green flag and they're off to get race 2 here in Sarasota underway. Ian Tosca is the early leader after getting a great start, and he'll be looking to solidify his top spot as this race progresses. James Wilson is very close to Ian Tosca. Can he keep the pressure on and try and get into the leading position? Tori Snyder and James Wilson are just behind Ian Tosca here, letting the race leader know that they are ready to pounce on any mistakes. Dustin Farthing and Devin Farthing, the father and son pair, are running behind them, both putting together a solid race. Now Tori Snyder makes the pass on the early leader Ian Tosca. Great racing today from Snyder. Tori Snyder is leading the race as we get close to the checkered flag. Tori Snyder has crossed the line first, but was later disqualified from the race. With that disqualification for Snyder, it means that Ian Tosca is the winner, Dustin Farthing in second, and his son Devin Farthing in third. James Wilson finishing down in fourth.
It's good. It was rough. You know, they combined us with the amateurs, so a lot of people out there. I had a good start, hole shotted, but it got really rough, a lot of lap traffic, and Tori ended up edging me there, but took second there, so 1-2 for today, and we got one more tomorrow, so try to go back, do a little work, and make it better tomorrow.
Feeling pretty good. Got the second moto out of the way. That one was hard fought. It was pretty rough out there today. We didn't get a very good start, so we kind of had to work our way through the field. I think we were 5th or 6th on the whole shot there. It took us 3 or 4 laps. We finally were able to kind of make our way up to 3rd, 2nd, and kind of finally took the lead.
It was an early start on the final day in Sarasota, with race 3 action getting underway bright and early. Ian Tosca makes another good start, but Tori Snyder comes from behind and takes the whole shot. Snyder looking to put that disappointment of race 2's disqualification behind him. In the early stages of the 3rd and final race in Sarasota, it's currently Tori Snyder in first, Ian Tosca in second, with James Wilson and Christian Daly fighting it out for 3rd spot. The AM classes started shortly after the Pro Enduro class got underway, again meaning lots of boats out on the water, and the Pro riders are going to have to be ready to navigate through a lot of lap traffic. In the AM class number 23, Jason Williams leads the field, followed by the number 123 boat of Eric Diaz in second. In the Pro Enduro, Tori Snyder is still running in first place. Can he hold on for the win in race 3? Christian Daly, who didn't take to the water for race 2, is in a real battle here for the 2nd spot with Ian Tosca. Ian Tosca took the win in race 1 and in race 2, so he's looking good for the overall here in Sarasota. And Daly makes a superb pass on Ian Tosca to move up into 2nd. Can he catch up with Tori Snyder, who still leads the race? Further down the standings, Devin Farthing is in 3rd, Christopher Landis 4th, Dustin Farthing 5th, Dave Davison 6th, and Vanjay Ramji in 7th. Ian Tosca wants to reclaim 2nd position, but Daly is running really well in race 3 and is going to be tough to get past. The top pro riders now passing the AM classes. It's getting harder out there with boats all over the circuit, creating a lot of chop and not much space for any of the riders. Daly is starting to close in on the race leader Snyder. He's got him in his sights and will try and set up for a pass. Snyder is now lapping AM class leaders Williams and Diaz in the number 23 and 123 boats. Devin Farthing finds a great burst of speed, and now he's passing Ian Tosca and moves into 3rd. Daly is now right on the neck of Tori Snyder, putting the race leader under some extreme pressure. And Daly makes the pass on Snyder to move into 1st place. And that's race 3 in the books here in Sarasota, with Christian Daly the winner. Tori Snyder gets 2nd, Devin Farthing 3rd, Erminio Ian Tosca 4th, Dustin Farthing 5th. In the AM 300, Muad Sali took 1st, Enrique Chia 2nd, and Jason Williams 3rd.
I worked on the ski yesterday, and as you see again, the result. Skis running, I finished 1st. As long as I have a good running ski, I can come up with good results.
And the results from race 3 in the AM 200 class, Sam Nemi took the win, Kevin Sullivan 2nd, Johan Ferron in 3rd.
We've had not so great luck this weekend, honestly, but as they say, the win honestly cures everything, so it feels really good. The guys worked super hard last night on all the boats. We got a lot of work done, and it's awesome to come out with a win.
The overall results in the Pro Enduro category, the win here in Sarasota goes to Erminio Ian Tosca. Dustin Farthing takes 2nd and Devin Farthing took 3rd. The AM 300 overall results, with the win going to Joe Johnson, Seth Neymar in 2nd, Jason Williams in 3rd. And the overall in the AM 200, Sam Nemi taking the win, Johan Ferron in 2nd with Kevin Sullivan in 3rd.
Good, I'm happy, we rode well. The Yamaha FX SVHO performed awesome. Got really rough out there, had good starts, rode smart, and I ended up winning the overall, so I'm super happy.
Welcome along to Michigan City, Indiana, 50 miles east of Chicago. We're racing on the Great Lake of Michigan. Expect the lake to show some bite across the 3 races here, with the potential for high winds and big waves expected. The Michigan City round of the AquaX Championship will no doubt push all the riders and their skis to the absolute limit. With beautiful beaches on the shores of Lake Michigan, Michigan City is a wonderful venue for the AquaX Championship, and everyone was raring to go ahead of an action-packed weekend of racing. In the field this weekend, we have 22 pro riders and 15 AM class riders. The name to look out for after the win in Sarasota is Erminio Ian Tosca, who's leading the championship and is aiming for another podium spot here in Michigan City.
Yeah, Sarasota was good, and now we just need to get good starts again, ride smart. Wind picked up, some surf here, so good old Florida water, and hopefully we do it again.
In 2nd place in the championship is Tori Snyder, a rider that is always going to be one of the favorites.
We're 2nd in points right now, feeling good. You got to stay consistent. There's going to be rough conditions, train all the time in rough conditions, so it should be good. And then just consistency is the key.
In 3rd in the standings is James Wilson. He wasn't able to find the podium in Sarasota, but will be looking to bounce back here with a win.
I'm super excited. I love the rough stuff, so we'll see if I can
if I can make something happen this weekend.
Other names to look out for are father and son duo Devin and Dustin Farthing. Christian Daly, Vanjie Ramjeet and Camden Powell could all also pose a threat out on the waters of Lake Michigan. With the conditions out on the circuit expected to be rough, windy and highly changeable, this race was all about who would have the smartest tactics and be able to find the consistency over the 3 races.
Well, Michigan City waters are awesome. I love it here. It's cold water, they run hard and fast. The conditions can change any given moment, so this is my type of water. Kind of takes the horsepower out of things and the talent into it.
Let's take a look at the entry list for race 1 here on the Great Lake of Michigan. The race is on, and the father and son duo of Dustin and Devin Farthing both make strong starts. The Farthings are battling for first place, but Christian Daly is closing in from behind. A little further back, but keeping pace with the leaders, are Camden Powell and Tori Snyder. Christian Daly is in a great position as he makes a pass on Devin Farthing. After the overtake on Devin, he moves on to Dustin, but Dustin uses all of his experience and is able to hold him off and stay in second place. After the early exchanges, Tori Snyder is in 4th, Eric Lagopoulos 5th, Christopher Landis 6th.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back to Nassau, Bahamas. We're in Nassau Harbor. We got the final race of the day coming up. This is the second race for our amateurs. Tim, lots of great racing today.
Yeah, man, to watch what's went on already between the qualifiers, watching Finlayson try to, push the envelope a little too much, coming off the boat and that, and just to bounce back and get that W in the second moto, or the first moto, and then the heartbreak of Sammy Niemi, what he did in the qualifier, the opposite of what, kind of the story that Finlayson had with doing so well and then coming over here and then breaking on the, the first lap, man. It's like,
Yeah, it looked like he had the whole shot, and then we thought he pulled a lanyard, but he actually had a mechanical breakdown, had to get towed off the track. But we're going to see him here, I believe, in race number 2.
Yeah, I hope he gets to make it back out there. I didn't get a chance to go down there and talk to the Broward Motorsports team, find out what happened, but I hope really he gets to get a chance to get out there. These guys are all lining up, getting ready to roll, getting this Port Authority boat out of the way. You see, we're zooming in here on Sammy, so he is out there, man. We got the number 1-3, the Lucky 13 out there. Here, we're getting rolling right away.
Oh, no hesitation.
Yeah, they're getting us going, man. What a shot from the drone here. You can see Sammy on the who is that on the inside? Is that the...
That'd be Finlayson on the inside.
Yeah, it looks like Valentina did really good there and just, oh man, she might have had a boat failure there. 2 starts in a row for Valentina on the Miami Jet Ski Shop, looking great and then going back. Finlayson is stretching the lead. She must have pulled her lanyard. There's Bobby Cardone right in the mix on that Sea-Doo. That was a nice corner there, man.
Yeah,
Is he in 3rd place? What a great start for Bobby on that Sea-Doo.
Yeah, actually started out in 4th place in race number 1. We'll see if he can make it stick, though. He unfortunately fell backwards, went back, I believe, ended up in 8th place in our first race.
Yeah, man, that's a shame to get a start like that and then to slowly, have fade back to the back of the pack. I know he's excited. He wants to make something stick here. Here he is. You see him in the screen. He's pushing the envelope. It looks like I can't pick up that number on that boat just behind him. But it does look like Finlayson has stretched out that lead, man.
Yeah, Finlayson, this kid's been on fire for the last couple of months.
Yeah, that's a crazy thing to think about. Bobby just passed up in it, so he's in 2nd now. He actually passed that guy into 2nd place. Great job, Bobby.
And we can see here on the screen, rider going down. I believe that was Valentino Lascano, and course marshals over to assist as your race leaders get ready to come down the front straightaway for the first time here in the final race.
Yeah, it looks like we got Finlayson there in 1st. Got Bobby Cardone in 2nd. That's Jason Williams in 3rd, possibly. Couldn't quite pick out that number.
Trey Williams in 4th.
Yeah, nice. Got Smith there, passing down the front straightaway. We're getting this shot here, going down the side straight, or the front straightaway going into the top right-hand side of the course. Man, these guys are just, they get back out here and they're right back to where they left off, dialed in, setting down these. I mean, the boats just look like they're hauling butt again. These guys are really, must have got back to the tents, refreshed, get some relaxation, get that heart rate down, get ready for the second moto of the day.
16 racers making the start in this one.
That's a good amount of people in this narrow waterway here with these seawalls here. The water's bouncing off. It doesn't start here. It's probably going to start about 10 minutes into this, and then it'll start really bouncing off the walls, start causing some chop up.
Looks like the boat traffic has slowed down a little bit, so it shouldn't be too bad on the far side.
Yeah, Finlayson looks great. He's already stretched it out. Bobby's hanging right there with this boat. I mean, he looks great on that Sea-Doo.
That was the CI-17, and we just took a look at Klein Glidden from the Cayman Islands.
In third place there? Nice.
So your race leaders on the bridge side of the track, or east side of the track, as we view it here.
Finlayson already checking over his shoulder. He likes to know where people are at, man. Put that head down and grind, man. It's only lap 2.
Right. You got a long rest of the day. I hope you packed the lunch.
Yeah, man. And then we got Bobby here in second. Man, they're looking really good. And then there's Sammy. I think there's some moves to be made with Sammy in fourth. Jason Williams here, and then Trey Williams. Then Dominic Barilla.
Sammy's first start on the 300, and told us he basically had 0 time on this boat before he came out here today.
Yeah, man, I think it handles pretty similarly the hull itself, but you're just carrying to his 200, but it's just carrying so much more speed. You think he would, it's going to take a little bit of a learning curve. I mean, anytime you add, 5, 6, 7 mile an hour to a boat, it's going to make a big difference. This drone footage here just shows how close these guys are. They're easing around the sweeper.
Yeah, only about 4 seconds in between first and second place right now. And Finlayson, again, picking up where he's left off.
Yeah, man, these guys are going to have a tough shot at getting this overall out of his clinched hand if he gets another W here.
But, talking to him, came all the way down from Syracuse, Indiana. And they said they came here to do business. We'll see if we can't get the lap times and the placements up here on our live stream for everybody.
Yeah, it looks like Valentina Lescano is being towed in. She's going to be done for the race here on the front side of the track coming into the shore. Finlayson gained a lot of ground that time on Bobby. I wonder what happened that lap. You got the Cayman rider starting to close up on Bobby here. Looking over here on the side of the track, we're watching this race. Is Sammy starting to close up on Cayman Island? Oh, he blew that corner a little wide. This is going to get interesting as we look over here to the left side of the track. Trey is really pushing the envelope on Jason.
And he's got Clyde Glidden right there in front of him before he gets up that way. Now, is that Trey?
Yep, Trey there coming on the front straightaway there.
Trey taking a third in the first race. As well, we take a look, it's Finlayson out in front. Ran a minute 35:52 lap time. They got Bobby Cardone back there in second. Clyde Glidden in the third spot. And you got Sammy Niemi.
Yeah, he's starting to close him down. I'd like to see Sammy step out to the outside of his wake here. You see this? He's crossing over. He's going to use it as a ridge. Oh, that was a perfect little berm for him. That actually was a really good corner there by Sammy, setting it up. That Cayman rider left just enough room there, Clyde did, for him to sneak in on the inside of that. If Clyde would have crossed that line a little bit better, it would have closed that door for Sammy.
So back there in the fifth spot, I believe you got Jason Williams.
Here goes Sammy's really pulling it. He's really reeling him in now. Look at this, man. He is setting him up for an outside move. This is going to be a good one. Goodbye. See you later. Oh, no! I think Bobby's causing some of this. It's clustering up because of the Sea-Doo there just in front of him, 239. Bobby Cardone. Oh, he is holding them off, though. Come on, Bobby. Let's go.
Bobby's been taking a page out of McCluggage. He's looking at that pro race there. He's checking up at every turn.
Well, Sammy just said, thank you very much for that one, Clyde. I'll take that and run with it. So now it's about Sammy setting up the Sea-Doo for a pass in the straightaway, I think.
So that would move Sammy Niemi up.
Wow, some side-by-side racing there. That was unreal, man. That's some great footage there from our camera crew watching. Oh,
look at that, was close.
Please stay a little further away from the boat.
Yeah, exactly.
Sammy is pushing the envelope, though. He doesn't want to let these guys let Finlayson get too far away, man. This water's just a little too calm to make up some major distance. You've got to have mistakes when it's like this. It's not something where you're going to pull them in from 5, 6, 7 seconds behind. I just don't think there's that kind of a big of a gap between the rider skills in this class.
Yeah, all of them on the 300 stock boats.
Yeah. Just got the ECU tune on them. I mean, it's just letting them breathe a little bit more, letting them rev up a little bit more, taking that rev limiter off. It's not really much done to that boat. You see Bobby chuck over his shoulder. They caught a little boat wake. I think Bobby wants him to go by. He's like, come on, man, make this pass if you're going to make this pass.
Tried to hold him off, but Sammy's like, I'm going to get you.
Yeah, Sammy's driving right by him there. You know, I think Bobby kind of wanted him out of there. He noticed he was running a little off that pace, and I think at that point, man, like, you don't want somebody hunting in your hip pocket like that if you're not on that pace. Bobby looks great out there, though, man.
Yeah, so you got Finlayson up front, Niemi in second, Cardone in third, Glidden in fourth, and Jason Williams in fifth.
Yeah, I think Jason Williams might have just got by Cardone as well, so he just slipped back one more position. But now he's got a nice little gap back to the rest of the pack. You see, this looks like Sammy here. He's clearly in second place now.
Yeah, but he's way off the pace from Finlayson.
I think the other guys that were in the top few spots just really had good starts and were really held up Sammy to get away from him. That's what we've been talking about all weekend is, hey, man, you can't lose connection with these guys. I mean, the way Finlayson rides, you can't give him that big of a start. Here we're going to get another shot of this pass here.
Peace out.
Yeah, there was nothing to do. I think Bobby just turned the bars down there and lifted a little too much in that corner, and the Broward Motorsports Sam Niemi boat went right by him.
Great job there by Sammy Niemi. Now he's going to have to catch up to Finlayson, and Finlayson right now with probably about a 12 to 13 second lead. We're getting actually 15.2 second lead.
Wow, that quick. I mean, we're talking about lap 3, lap 5, something like that. I mean, we're only 8-9 minutes into this. It's not that far into this, and to have that kind of a lead, you're really yanking away from the rest of them.
Yeah, the gap between Clyde Glidden and Niemi, I believe, is between Finlayson and Glidden is 18.71 seconds.
Wow, and Finlayson he looks great. He looks just like he did earlier today. He looked like he did in the qualifiers. He's fresh. He's young, man. He's bouncing back in between these motos. It's a little bit different when you get a little bit older, man. Bouncing back and keeping that same effort level every moto multiple times a day is a little bit tougher. At that age, you got all the energy in the world, man. He ain't got any excuse to be tired. He looked great coming off the boat when we talked to him, too, after the race.
Finlayson coming our way and back past the start-finish line, and you can see the gap between he and Sammy Niemi. Quite the gap right now as Sammy Niemi just turning into that chicane and headed back toward us.
On the top left-hand side of the track over here by the bridge, we got another pass about to happen. It looks like Trey might be about to take Bobby.
Yeah, Trey's definitely working on him. Over here by the bridge, you see Trey out there. He's on the baby blue white ski trimmed in black.
So we got this turn coming towards shore. Trey just jumped to the outside. He set himself up nice for this, but Bobby's going to close back on the door there. So he's going to hold that spot over him.
Yeah, Trey had to cross over the wave. Or is it? That's Jason Williams, isn't it?
No, that's actually Trey Williams there behind Bobby on the light blue boat.
Okay.
And I think Jason's just behind him on the Yamaha.
Jason's back there in 6th place, according to our tracker here.
Man, you can see the difference in lines here. Trey's setting up to the inside of this. I'd like to see him step over the wake so he's on the outside when he's coming. Here, you'll notice here, he's going to the outside of the wake. Let's see if he can dip back down to the inside. Man, he is moving though. On that line, I love the shot with the cruise ships in the background. If I was a rider, I'd be asking Ronnie Mac to catch some photos of me over there on that side.
Exactly.
You'll notice he swung that really wide. He's trying to carry that speed. Bobby still has enough to close the door. This is going to be a nice little race here. It's a great shot here too to be able to see the whole line of them coming through.
Right, Cardone's still in the 4th place position, trying to hold off Trey.
Yeah, Trey had a pretty good run with 2nd place in that first moto. If he wants to keep these points and keep a real race between him and Finlayson, he needs to get by these boys and keep moving. Best news for Finlayson, though, is having Sammy behind him, having that extra point, somebody that broke. Here goes Trey by Bobby. He got him, man. He worked him on that straightaway. He deserved that pass. He had a few laps there where he was just closing up. Let's see the distance he can put between himself and Bobby now, and hopefully Bobby Cardone can still keep this pace and not let Jason catch him.
Yeah,
Trey is looking really solid.
Trey's having a great day, you know, taking a second in that first race, and he really never fell off the pace. You know, him and Finlinson. Let's take a look at that pass again. You see Trey coming to the inside of Cardone.
Yeah, that's just another straightaway pass there. I think he just carried more speed through that corner just before to be able to get him into going into that section. They're really closing up on each other here in this pack. Finlayson here kind of checking out a little bit on these guys, trying to put these laps down smooth, stay on the boat. You don't need to be at 100% on the boat right now. You're probably riding a little back down the throttle a little bit. You don't need to push the envelope too much.
Well, Finlayson's lap time's actually getting faster. Now he's at 1:35.17.
Wow, man.
He cut about 4 seconds off his last lap.
Yeah, we're closing up to almost what we were at earlier in qualifying, so that's pretty cool to see him doing those kind of laps with traffic out there.
About 12:35 into this race right here. 17 and change plus a lap left to go.
Yeah, Sammy Niemi in second place is going to need every bit of this time to be able to try to catch Finlayson.
Well, if there's one person that could do it out there, I would say it'd be Sammy Niemi. You know, this is his first 300 race. He dominated in the 200 class this year, won the national title for P1 Aquacross in the United States.
Yeah, to be able to have that kind of a season and step up into here and just be able to run like this right now, he's in second place. I mean, we'd be talking a lot different if he didn't have those boat issues in the first moto. We got another nice battle here on the top left-hand side of the track. We got 3 guys here. Bobby Cardone is about to be in another battle. He's getting a lot of practice battling with guys today.
Well, as long as he's not rubbing rails, right?
Yeah, let's keep the rails clean. Keep the rails clean. We got Bobby. We got Jason Williams there battling with him.
As they get ready to come down the front straightaway.
You can see Dominic Barilla just behind them, too, as he's pushing the pace, too. Great job by him and Matt Smith just behind him.
Yeah, Barilla currently sitting in the 7th place position. Dominic, one of the veteran racers out there. Just he loves to come out, loves to hang out, always brings his family to the races. And
yeah, he's a great guy. He's always riding hard. He probably wishing for some rougher water right now. This glare is insane right now. I don't know if it's coming across on the live feed, but these guys, I hope they have tinted goggles or something going on, because it's really, really hard to see going towards the cruise ships over there. We see Finlayson here coming towards the straight. Then you got this battle on the backside still. These guys are still, I don't see Bobby anymore, so hopefully everything's okay with him. He must have fallen off the pace. Looks like this might be Kevin Sullivan on the 471 and then Jason Williams right behind him, or the Cayman Clyde.
Yeah, I believe that's Klein. Or Klein Glidden.
Yeah, he's riding really good, man. He's looked great all day, number 17 boat. He's doing really, really well.
Yeah, I'm really proud of him, too. This is his first international race. These guys race over in the Cayman Islands, and it's just not the same as international. You don't have the competition, so to speak. That they have about 20 riders over there that race consistently, but they don't get to race against the top racers in the world. And I told them that this would be a good way to gauge your talent.
Well, here's the thing: it's like college football, man. You can only play the people on your schedule. Take care of what you got to take care of. If he's winning here, he's winning. He's just got. He gets here, he's pushing the pace. Now he's going to battle with these guys. So Bobby Cardone is still going right here. Here's Bobby with Jason Williams, Dominic. He's still got them right back behind him. It's a great shot on the front straightaway to see all these guys come through like this.
Yeah, 5, 6, and 7 right now.
And it looks like Bobby's having some issues.
Uh-oh. Yeah, so Bobby having some issues. I'm looking for him out on the track, and it looks like he's right here just outside the VIP tent. Yeah, you can see Cardone, and he's trying to get some O2 to that engine compartment right now.
That's a motor, huh?
Not looking good there for Bobby.
These guys are really pushing the pace here. What are we, 15? We're just over the halfway point. We're 16 minutes in. Sammy Niemi's going to have a lot of work to do here. He looks great on the boat, way up on the nose of the boat, keeping the boat settled. The boat looks good. I just don't know if he's going to have enough time to catch back up to the front. He just was held up a little too much on those first 3 or 4 laps.
He has shaved a couple of seconds off. It's only just about 13 seconds behind.
Okay. We need to keep an eye on that. We've got what, 13 minutes left, so he needs to shave a minute off. So if he needs to be really, really pushing here to get this closed up.
So with Cardone going out in 5th, that's going to move Williams up to, that's Jason Williams, up to 5th place. Dominic Barilla up into 6th place.
Looks like Matt Smith there we're showing on the screen here. He looks really good. He's been riding really well this year. I think he likes the bigger surf a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I think that just the same as the other guy in this video. I think Dominic there in the shot. I think both of them do a little bit better in the bigger surf. This chop like this takes a different kind of rider.
And Matt Smith right there, we just see him on the screen. He took a fourth in the first race.
That's great, man. To be able to put that kind of position up in the first moto, that still keeps you into the fight for getting on top of the top 3 over the weekend.
Finlayson still running about a minute 35 lap times.
Yeah, so he's hanging right there with his lap that was earlier in the race. I think right now he's in it on his own. He doesn't have a lot of lappers around him, so he's just going to keep laying down fast laps.
Taking a look at Sammy Niemi right there, sponsored by Broward Motorsports.
What a great corner there, man, by him. And Cabrera Motorsports doing the tunes for those guys. To have them putting that kind of setup together for Sammy, this is great.
Yeah, David Cabrera, he really knows how to spin some wrenches, too. He's really become one of the better-known mechanics in personal watercraft racing.
And what's crazy about him is he learned by working on his own stuff. I just remember him being like a mad scientist back in the day with his stand-ups when the 4-strokes just came out in the stand-ups, and he just would work so hard on getting the boats dialed with the right tune, and it's led to him having a great building business at Cabrera Motorsports and just doing tunes for everybody all over the country and world.
That's why they call him Speedy.
Yeah, that's true, man. We got the halfway flag right now. The green lap's fine. Oh, I'm sorry. That was the 15. That was 16 minutes remaining. So we are now at the halfway. That was 15. That was just under 16 minutes remaining when I was talking about halfway.
Yeah, we've got 18:12 on our screen. So
gotcha.
Our screen is unofficial. Obviously, P1 Aquacross is official, and they just gave him the green flag. So that's 15 plus a lap to go. We might need some sunscreen in the next 15 minutes.
Right?
The sun's starting to go down here in Nassau.
Yeah. Dude, Finlayson just, the way he looks on this Ignite Racing fuel boat, he's just so smooth. It's hard to find an area where he makes a mistake. And the only thing he does that I would pick at is looking over his shoulder. There he is.
Yep,
that's not that bad. Is looking over his shoulder because there's nobody there. But knock, knock, knock. Here comes Sammy. What's the lead at right now, Mikey? Because it looks like it's closing up big time.
Well, it's still just over 12 seconds.
Okay. Sammy, I think, starting to smell some blood in the water, though. He's starting to really lay down some fast lap times. So I don't know what his lap times are looking like right now, but he has been really fast lately.
Yeah, he's probably one of the fastest out on the track, if not the fastest. I know Finlayson, when you get up there and you get so far out in front, you tend to get a little complacent.
Yeah.
And he's already got, the first win under his belt.
Well, when you're out front and you're winning like that, it's this fine line to walk, man. How much harder do I push? How hard do I toe that line while I'm going through this race when you know there's somebody coming hard to come and get you? So it's like this fine dance that you have to do with a little too fast. Whatever a little too fast is for you got to be touching that red line a lot.
Well, Sammy's actually playing the spoiler here, too.
Yeah.
After having a DNF in race number 1. So, he's out there just he's riding for points, getting some seat time in. And Finlayson probably doesn't know, but smart racers always keep an eye on
the math.
Exactly, you're always doing math.
Well, the thing is I don't know really what happens with. I don't know how much points Sammy got in that first moto, but he got 5 points from winning the qualifier. So it might not make that moto as bad as it seems. So Finlayson's got to go. If you don't know the real math, you got to just push, man. He does look exactly like he looked in the first race. I mean, he's just so solid, stomping down these lap times one after another. He's cruising, man. What a great corner there.
Yeah.
Do you know how you do fast laps? You rub your helmet on buoys. That's how you do fast laps.
And you use Ignite Racing fuel.
Yes, that's a dang sure truth for him. I guarantee Sammy closed that up by a couple seconds there. That's a lot closer than they were last lap. This next lap's going to be a lot closer. He's doing really well.
So time closing down here, final race of the day. Glad everybody could join us here with the P1 Aquacross live stream. People are watching from all over the world. We're getting all kinds of feedback up here, Tim.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear the footage is coming through good for everybody and getting a chance to watch these guys really lay down some fast laps. I mean, just to get the chance to watch this world-class talent, if you're in the sport, you're in the industry, this is something that you want to watch. You see Finlayson take that look over his shoulder. He chose a much better spot there after that turn to take a quick peek but I think he knows Sammy is coming. He's wondering how much time is really left right now, I think.
You know, in Finlandson, he just joined the party this year.
Yeah, man, it's crazy to think about, dude. You got somebody like Sammy who's been around the sport forever and been riding since junior level. I've been watching him since waist high riding stand-ups. And then you got somebody that's new to me, at least. I haven't seen Finlayson ride or runabout until this year, but, man, does he look good.
This is the amateur runabout race number 2. Finlayson in command, Niemi in second.
We're about 2 laps away from being some real issues here with lappers. And this time around, Sammy has closed this up. He's going to be on the same straightaway here. We've got the shot on Sammy. If we pan out a little bit, we can see just the distance between Sammy and Finlayson, and it's starting to really close down. He's just off that one straightaway from him.
As Sammy working his way down the front straightaway. Looks like there'll be a back marker in between them.
Yeah, this is about to get interesting, man. You got 4 or 5 lappers there. Some of you're going to catch on a straightaway, some you're going to catch in a corner, and it's, are you going to pick the right line to get around them, or are you going to get stuffed by a lapper? And you never know when those guys are going to move out of the racing line and give it to you where it's really easy. You never know what kind of challenge a lapper is going to give you.
Or if the lapper didn't see a blue flag, you know, he's still racing and he's racing for position.
Yeah, but you should always be pretty aware of what's going on. I mean, these guys, you are right. These guys are racing for positions. They're probably not going to step out of line, so Finlayson's going to have to do something here. You see Sammy just slingshot onto the back, that straightaway in the back behind him. Jay got one of those guys on that straightaway, so that's good. Finlayson's now going to track on the next person.
You can see just how tight they are as they head up toward the bridge.
Man, what a run down that straightaway. I think Finlayson got a second one in that same section there.
And he's got 2 more in front of him.
Yeah, he's going to start running up on Dominic Barilla here in the next couple laps. Dominic, I will assure you this, will not give up an inch to him. He will be racing for position.
As you see your race leader now coming off the corner, bottom left of the track. And again, the highway corner, that's so tight. So tight.
I never trusted myself to get quite that close to him with a Sea-Doo, man. The way those boats hook around a corner, I wanted to give myself a little more space. But he does look good, and he nails that line every time. Great shot. Looking back down the straightaway, you got Matt Smith there. Sammy just behind him. Sammy needs to make this pass quick.
And we are over 2/3 through this one.
You got Dominic Barilla there in the back half of that shot. That means Sammy, yep, there's Sammy popping into the frame.
Looks like Sammy going to try to work to the inside.
Yeah, that's an interesting choice. You see how much harder he pulled up onto him. Dominic definitely lifted going into that corner because he's just yanking him right now. He's going to pull right by him going on this. Oh. Little spray, a little get away from me. Hello, I'm here.
Exactly. He kicked that boat and turned it sideways.
See you later. I'll see you in a couple laps when I come back to lap you, he's saying. What a great move by Sammy there to be able to make quick work of that.
Well, didn't have the greatest start. Remember, he started out in 5th place. He's worked his way up to 2nd, but by the time he got there, you know, Finlayson had such a big lead that, you know, it makes it hard for Sammy to make it a tight race.
Yeah, big lead is being shrunk, though, right now, I think. He's starting to close up on him. Actually, Finlayson's still making quick work of this. He's still got a little more work to do.
You can see Finlayson passing the back marker up here, left-hand side of the track.
He hit that corner again. He's nailing that corner every time, exactly how he's doing it.
2 back markers in between 1st and 2nd right now as Niemi works his way to the chicane, middle section of the track, just prior to our finish line.
Man, they look good out there on this water. It's not as bad as chop up with a little bit less riders out there, so it's not causing quite as much cross chop bouncing off the seawalls. This is a really fast race in here for these guys. As you can see with their times, how close they are to the qualifying times.
Unofficially, what we got here for our top 3, we've got Finlayson out in front, Niemi in 2nd, and Clyde Glidden out of the Cayman Islands in 3rd.
Wow, man. To have that kind of a race for him, that's awesome. To get out here with this international crowd and to be able to do this.
And I believe that's Trey Williams back there in 4th. Now we had Cardone in 5th, so this needs to be updated because I believe Cardone.
Yeah, he got pulled in there. It looked like he had some mechanical failure. Finlayson there, just checking over his shoulder as he came into that frame and driving by. so cool to see the shot, see how distant, the distance these guys put between them. As soon as they lap them, that's how you really know how much faster a guy is when they're lapping the people, is how quickly they put those multiple boat links in between them as they go by.
Great overhead shot of them coming toward the bridge. Finlinson, your race leader, already at the bridge. And again, Niemi has to get past these two back markers.
Yeah, Sammy must have had some issues there over on the other side because he had that closed up to just a one straightaway lead, and then now it's just back to this, back to a little bit further.
All eyes on Jay Finlinson right now as he works his way through the chicane and past that start-finish line again.
Man, he is looking good.
So Finlinson right now with about a 14-second
lead. Look at that move there. Sammy about to close the door again on Dominic.
Yeah, it's like he's going to try to work his way wide and sweep him. And Dominic hugging that buoy.
Yeah, driving back into that glare there, you can see those guys have got, oh man, Sammy took a full pump to the face there.
Boy, it's got to be tough looking right into that glare once you come off that chicane over here after the start-finish line.
Yeah, it's painful to even look over in that direction in sunglasses right now. I can't believe how vicious that sun is setting over there on that side track to him.
And here comes Niemi. Niemi making the pass.
Oh, nice. He kind of stepped it out, too. Just let Dominic know. Don't come back here trying to close that door.
Right.
Yep, there you go again. There's a little nozzle for you. Thank you. Come again. I think he was a little payback from that nozzle, full nozzle he took to the face about a quarter lap before that.
Exactly. How you like me now?
Paybacks. Now, Sammy's got his eyes set on the next guy, which is Clyde from the Cayman Islands. Got your top 4 all on Yamahas. I think everybody out on the track right now is actually on a Yamaha.
And we're well within 5 minutes of our white flag.
That's going to be a good feeling when Finlayson sees that. When Jay finally goes by and sees that flag, he's going to be like, whew. We held off Sammy. We gapped him again. That's got to feel good, too, knowing that he saw him closing up, and then all of a sudden he's got this gap again. That's going to be a huge confidence boost. The question is, did Sammy have some kind of issue, or did Jay actually just pull away from him?
Well, Sammy just got past the other back marker.
Yeah.
So he's only got Finlinson in front of him, and he's still on the lead lap.
Yep. So we got 2 guys on the lead lap right now, I think, and they're just trying to chase each other down. You look at Sammy. He's just trying to stay low on behind the handlebars. He's looking great, man.
First time on a 300, not too shabby. I can see him moving up through the packs really quick.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Devin Farthing.
Yeah, I think he'll probably be on an AM 300 next year, probably take one more year, settle in. I think that the team is pretty full up there at the top. They got some really good riders for Broward in the pro class. So maybe give him 1 year in amateur, win you an amateur 300 title and keep working, you know?
That's it. Sammy Niemi. Tell you, he's won in ski, he's won in sport, and now setting his sights on the runabout. Took the 200 class earlier this year, and now looking at the 300.
Man, Finlayson just looks so smooth and calm on that boat. There's a reason he's out front. It's because he doesn't look like he's putting a lot of effort into riding, and I can guarantee he is, but when you don't look like you are, that just means you're really, really smooth.
You know who used to be really good at that was Jeff Jacobs.
Yeah.
In the ski class. Didn't even look like he was working
effortless,
hard.
Man, effortless. And that's another tall, lanky guy that like Finlayson here. And, I mean, maybe that's something to it, just looking more fluid on top of the boat. Just letting that thing dance. You see him take a little quick peek. That's a good spot on the track to check. He knows he's got no one around. So, is Sammy got some problems? I do not see him anymore.
Yeah.
Here's Finlayson in the shot, but I do not see Sammy on the back straightaway. Did he have boat problems? We've got him dead on the right side of the course over here towards the cruise ships. He is actually dead in the water, it looks like.
Right out in front of the pit area.
Yeah, man, what a bad break for that guy, man. To break on the whole shot, to break in second. Golly.
Yeah, within, a couple minutes to go before the white flag.
I wonder if he's just never lifting. We got to talk to him but tell him how to let out of the throttle. So now in second place would be, who would end up being second? Is that Clyde? Was he still now moving in second?
I believe Clyde was in second.
No, because we had Sammy in second, Clyde in third. He lapped him. If we had the scoring back up on the screen, if we could get that back up. So it looks like we'll have to check this as they come back around. I think Finlayson's in first, and it might be Clyde in second now, man, because I'm pretty sure he was in third. They had lapped up to third.
Or Trey Williams.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Trey's still out there. Then he would be in third place. It's one of those two. Let's see who's in front on the course as they come back by. Finelson's standing up now. That's the Sunday cruise mode is what he just engaged there.
Right.
Saturday afternoon cruise, I should say.
He's on a Sunday drive on a Saturday afternoon.
I think he realized how big of a lead he had, and he's like, okay, let me stand up off the seat. Let's slow the pace down a little bit. Let's look around, save the boat, get through this moto, and let's live to fight another day. Yeah, look at him. He knows, man. He knows he's got this one in the bag right now.
He's like, where is everybody?
What happened? Did I go the wrong way? And I'm not going to lie, man. As a racer, when you see people were behind you and then you get that gap that fast, you go, shoot, did I miss a buoy? Did I do something wrong?
Yeah, he just looked over his shoulder again. He's like, where is everybody? He thinks he's the only one at the dance right now.
We'll have to ask him when in the interview, did he think he missed the buoy? Because, man, to open this big of a lead this fast like this is insane.
Well, we should be pulling up on, yep, the white flag is out.
That's the hallelujah flag there.
Yeah, and you can see he's, like you say, in cruise mode. All he's got to do is coast it around the track and...
don't break, don't break, don't break, don't break.
Right.
That's what you're saying inside your head right now.
Looking to go 12 for the last 12 here.
Be good, baby, be good. Yeah, 12 for 12, man. How does that even happen?
I don't know. I think tomorrow he's going for a baker's dozen.
I
13.
think I saw that boat's for sale, too, if anybody wants to buy it. I'll take a finder's fee for that, Mr. Finelson, for announcing that. Man, to go 12 for 12, how do you even have the reliability to do that? I mean, we see what's going on with these guys. They're breaking every other moto because of how hard we are on boats. To be able to go 12 for 12, that means you had no mechanical failures for 4 weekends, if 3 motos a weekend. That's to have. Coming from a guy who had nothing but mechanical failures his whole career, that's amazing, man. I would have given anything to do 12 in a row. With just race until the end.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it looks like we've lost probably half our pack.
Yeah, man.
In this field right here.
War of attrition, man. And in this kind of race in P1, this is a different beast, man. You can't just be fast. You got to have the best equipment. You got to have the best team. You got to have everybody supporting you. You got Finelson here. If I'm not mistaken, he's only here with his pops. To be able to pull this off with just your dad around, I mean, that just shows how strong a bond is for a father and son here. Look at him coming in here. He's got to have this feeling. I can't even imagine what this feels like. I mean, 12 for 12.
How about
this
it?
guy? I mean, great job, Finelson. Ignite Racing Fuels. What a great boat. I mean, to be able to come down to the Bahamas and do this is absolutely nuts, man. It's bonkers.
Yeah, the Syracuse Mafia coming down to the Bahamas and putting the assassination on.
Yeah, man. I mean, to just lay down lap after lap after lap. And he's always up front. He's getting good starts, so we're not even making him really battle for this. It looks like Trey's coming through here. He's going to try to make some moves. I wonder if this is not for third place right here. Clyde with Trey almost making the pass. I think Clyde might have taken third there. We'll have to see second. That might have been a battle for third. We'll have to see the official scoring when it comes in.
Yeah, because you had Klein right there, and then you had Williams right there as well.
Man, that's amazing. Great job by them. Well, I'll be so much fun to see. Really, Trey's probably really hoping he pulled that second place off. After the second place in the first one, he got a few of the extra points, if I'm not mistaken, in the qualifying. So it's going to close up that gap a little bit on Finelson.
So I believe we got one more boat to come in before we send you down and put a medal on our winner.
Yeah, that's Kevin Sullivan, the last guy out there. He had to do a boat swap after having some mechanical failures. You're hearing us say that a lot, mechanical failures. It takes everything, a whole village to run one of these teams, man, of replacing clutches and all these things that we're just so hard on these boats. People watching might be going, yeah, I can ride a jet ski. I would say come out. It's fun. It's lovely. You're going to have a great time, but you will understand that these guys are pushing the extremities of what a human can do on a boat.
Yeah, Sullivan coming in that final spot, but I know that there was some lap traffic, so you'll have to check the website tonight for all of the official results, but we can tell you that Finlayson came in first. Jay Finlayson out of Syracuse, Indiana, sponsored by Ignite Racing Fuels. And my partner in crime, Tim Ducat's going to go down and talk to him and see how he went 12 for 12 so far the last 4 weekends of P1 Aquacross. And Finlayson coming down to collect the hardware right now. You know, and he doesn't even look tired. Looks like he is. Looks like he's still good to go. I hear him and his buddy Robbie Powell are big basketball players up there in Syracuse, Indiana as well. So he's going to go ahead, give his boat up, hop off. And talk to Tim Ducat, who is down there on the shoreline. Unfortunately, those of us on the live stream, I don't believe that we have that plugged in yet, but we're going to have that try to be plugged in by tomorrow. Finlinson getting off his boat. And boy, I'll tell you what, the kid's got to be happy. One of the shyest racers you'll ever meet. We had a Juggalo parade last night over at Atlantis. And his dad made him get pictures with the dancers. Good stuff. So I'm going to...
Dave Middleton coming up here, man. How's it feel, man? Another first place, dude. What's going through your head right now?
It feels good. I was able to pull the whole shot this time, made me more comfortable. And Sammy did put pressure behind me for pretty much the whole race until he broke. So
I got to ask you, man. It looked like he was closing up on you. When he increased that gap again, did you think maybe you missed a buoy or anything? What was going through your head when he went away like that?
I knew there was 2 lappers coming up, so I knew how to make the smart move, and I just kept watching and watching. I could tell he was getting held up by him.
Yeah, the lappers in that race was good. Good news for you because it really yanked out the lead early on. Going into Moto3, what's your plan for Moto3?
Hopefully do the same thing. I'll have to know where I'm at in the points and be more comfortable and can't make a mistake.
Awesome, man. You got anybody you want to thank?
Once again, Ignite Racing, Short Track Trailer, Jet Tribe, and Yamaha Wave Runners.
Awesome, man. Great job. See you tomorrow.
All right. Timmy, thanks for going down there and doing the interview. Been a great day here in Nassau, Bahamas. We hope everybody can join us tomorrow. Again, special thanks to Short Block Technologies, HydroTurf, and all the great sponsors here with P1 Aquacross. And on behalf of P1 Aquacross and Tim Ducat, my name is Mike Young saying so long, folks. We'll see you tomorrow.